last session was some time ago, so I'll do the recap for once. Not something I usually do. So a lot have happened last session. Well, a lot. Things have been moving forward. Right now we are in Beaumont. Um, we've been the group have been looking into trying to thwart uh, the Farhaven League, or what's left of it at least. So they found themselves in Beaumont. They found their old companion Philibert, played by Tonio here, who was also in Beaumont for personal matters, trying to solve some old issues he had in the past. They all met again in Beaumont. They talked about their plans and what was going on with, well, with the past sessions, why the group was in Beaumont now, why Philibert was in Beaumont also. They had a common goal, which was to find a thief, spy, ex-spy, someone who did some wrongs to Philibert in the past, called Laurence. They did find Laurence, who now works for Farhaven League. They interrogated him. They found some basic informations about what was going on here, very few information from him, and then Philibert decided to end his life by throwing him into the Lorraine, which is a river, while he was tied up to a chair. Um, his chances of recovering from that are very low. Let's just say it like that. Following this, the group went back to the tavern they are currently living in. They contacted an old acquaintance of them, Lorena, which is a paladin of Hemble, with the goal of trying to gain some outside help into their quest at terminating Farhaven League. Lorena was an old ally, I would say. Enemy turned ally. They now share some similar goals, and she was also wronged in the past by Farhaven, so she accepted the offer to travel to Beaumont and help the group. She would be there in about 3 days, I believe, was the time frame that she gave. Meanwhile, we had Poppy, who decided to craft some scrolls. I don't remember.
One scroll, I
One
think, based
scroll.
off of the rules that we're doing for
Sure.
everything.
And I assume you still have notes and you know which scroll you were looking into
Yeah,
crafting.
it's Halt. Yeah,
Halt. Perfect.
Yeah.
Zovril was looking for some information about uh, black powder and things of the sort. So he was going around town, libraries, trying to find books on this subject. He found information about a clan, a family that's in town called the Bourlang, which are specialized right now and paid by, well, let's just say the lords of the place to make cannons and siege engines. So they would probably have black powder. And I believe this is most of it. There was talk about maybe trying to find Laurence and using speak with that on him. Well, Laurence's corpse, at least, that has been adrift somewhere. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all the things that happened. Am I missing something, players?
I believe so.
Not anything significant, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
All
We
right.
almost lost Puppy in the water too, though.
We almost did lose Poppy in the water.
Yeah, that's something to note. Assholes. He's left me to fend for
Assholes?
myself.
That's not true at all. Arastelle threw you a rope.
Yeah, you did.
She did
We're
her
just gonna
best.
You're the only one I'll forgive.
You're the one who pulled a tantrum.
Yeah,
Well,
you're the
you-
one who threw a tantrum.
Well, nothing
You
happened.
guys didn't wait for me. You left me to get back to the village on my own.
We thought that you were
How
capable of finding your way back to the tavern.
It is nighttime, and I am a young woman, and that is dangerous in a big city.
We know how capable you are about defending yourself. You're ridiculous right now.
I stand firm on this, and I've already forgiven you, so it's okay.
Yeah, because I prestidigitation your wet dress.
Yep. Easily rectified.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much all that happened. We ended up with a lot of discussion mostly. The last thing that really happened in game was Zovril finding information about the Volang. Following this, pretty much everything else was just planning and talking. Nothing really in game, mostly just out of game stuff, which is normal, which is fine. If you do not mind Zovril, I would maybe start again with the library part.
Sure.
Because that's pretty much the last thing that happened. So
Yeah, no, that's fine.
that wouldn't be much of an issue. It's not that much of a backtracking after all. Alrighty. So yeah, last time you went to one of the city's library.
We didn't do our vote.
Huh?
We didn't
Oh
do our
yeah,
vote.
didn't do the vote. Yeah, like each session, there's always some inspiration points that are given. One of them is for votes given by the players to another player about what happened last session. So each of the 4-player here will be able to vote for one of their group members. Whoever gets the most vote gets a free inspiration point that he needs to use during this session. And if there's a tie, I'm the one who will break the tie. There's also another inspiration point for the recap. I just did the recap, so I will be giving myself an inspiration point for this, obviously.
Only reasonable thing to do.
Only reasonable thing to do, yeah. So 1 inspiration point for me, and Zovril, who are you voting for last session?
I voted for Arastelle.
Arastelle it is. Arastelle, who are you voting for last session?
I'm voting for Poppy because it cracked me up, the idea of a time mage losing track of time and realizing that the spell of walk on water is up, and then she fell in water.
It doesn't have the strength to swim with her armor on.
Yeah, it was very comical. Made me laugh.
Well, that's what happened when you dump strength, I guess. What about what about you, Kumu? Who did you vote
for? Arastelle for her cleverness with her spells and for the interrogation and stuff like that.
All right, and finally, Tonio, who are you voting for?
I voted for Arastelle also for the interrogation part, but the puppy thing was really close second.
Close second. So 3 votes for Arastelle and 1 vote for Poppy. The point goes to Arastelle, so you have an inspiration point that you can use during this session.
Huzzah!
So yeah, let's go back to the library. As I explained last session, which has been quite some time, the library is medium-sized, not that many people there. It's middle of the day as you go there. Libraries are probably not as interesting as you believe they would be for the general populace, for the locals. But there's a medium-sized library there, 2-story high. There's a sort of like balcony going around the main room. There's like nobody there beside the clerk and you right now. You've been there for some time as you rolled very poorly last time about trying to identify and understand most of what you're reading. So I would assume you probably ended passing a lot of time there, many hours, bunch of books around you. You look like your usual bookworm. Probably have light cast so you can actually read anything. Yeah, I've been there for some time. You have a very high passive perception, I believe.
Yes.
All right. Been there for some time. You've seen some people come and go, but not that many people during the day. The clerk came by and asked multiple times if you were okay, if you needed help, or if like everything was all right. He even offered to bring you maybe water or something. You've been there for some time now, so he's mostly half curious, half like wondering what's going on. Asking you if you're done with some books from time to time, so you can maybe go and place them back, having something to do. And at some point, your ears are tingling, I would say. You can hear some. You can hear the clerk talking with someone else, feminine voice. You don't quite know why, but you kind of catches your ear a little more than just the random people that pass through during the day.
Can I see them from where I'm at, or just hear them?
From where you are, I would say you can probably just hear them.
Okay.
Not to be disturbed, you're probably on the second floor or something. So maybe if you look down the sort of mezzanine balcony, you can probably find yourself. Camera acting up. There we go. Can probably like see them if you really want to.
Okay.
If you do bother, actually, so it's up to you.
What do I hear anything out of the ordinary, or are they just chatting at this point?
Seem to be chatting about just a book that she's returning.
Oh, okay. I'll probably keep researching at this point, going through the books, eventually hoping to find what we need.
Okay, so you don't really bother.
I would just keep my ear out just because they caught my attention, but like kind of split focus.
All right. So yeah, they're talking about a short novel, a small book that she just finished reading called Maina. It's about the woman's struggle through like aging in family trouble, clan trouble. She's sort of floored. It seems very like childish, kinda. Like the kind of book you would have to read probably when you were at Strix.
Gotcha.
So teenager book, that makes sense. Young
Mhm.
adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too special. I assume you probably stick more to your book than the
Yeah.
discussion.
YA novels aren't really my thing, so
Fair enough. So yeah, you can hear them end the discussion. The place becomes calm again, no sound. Besides the footsteps of people moving, you turning pages. You can hear someone's footstep, just like coming your way.
being here as long as I have for the day, does it sound like the clerk or?
No, it doesn't sound like a clerk. Probably someone. I mean, even on the second floor there are alleys with books, like bookshelves. So maybe just the woman that was there. Looks like soft steps. So
Okay. Probably just kind of keep my eyes peeled. I know that I'm obviously not being like super secretive, but not like trying to announce that I'm here researching black powder.
fair enough. So yeah, you're just. I guess you're just moving some books like on other books, so maybe they're hidden low or things
Yeah,
like that.
maybe some like general history stuff on top
Makes
as
sense.
opposed to black powder for dummies. But
Yellow book with the guy on it.
yeah.
So yeah, you hide some of the book, or you try at least to you give it a shot at trying to make sure that you don't look too suspicious, which makes sense. So you don't really give more attention than that. To you can see the person just passing. She's just going into some alleys looking at books. Maybe like 3 or 4 minutes later, you can feel like you're being watched.
Okay. I'll just kind of act like I'm like standing up to just stretch my legs and kind of do a little like once around the table or something, just do a quick check of everything around me.
All right. You look around you, maybe like 3 to 4 meters away from you. You can see this woman. It's the first time you actually look at her. You saw her briefly pass near you earlier. She had a sort of black coat. Nothing more than that you've noticed as she was passing. Uh, as you look around, you can see that she is 3 meters away from you, and she's actually looking at you. She's got like a bunch of books in her hands. Uh, you see a woman, elvish, red hair, long. She's got makeup on. She's well manicured. She looks like a noble on all account. She's got rings, necklaces, earrings. The coat that you've seen is embellished by golden embroidery, even though it's a like black leather coat. She exudes nobility, but you also notice something very important. You know this person from a long time ago, from a few years ago. It's an old friend of you from Strixhaven
Oh, okay.
called Ariana. She was a Witherbloom student. She's looking at you with like these like curious eye as you turn around. And she just smiles.
Yeah, probably quite surprised. He would like stop. Say, Ari, what are you doing here?
Zavi? She'll put the book on the table. I didn't know. I thought it was you, but I wasn't like 100% sure because your hair like longer than the wear, and it's been quite some time, and you got like some, and she will like point at your face. Like, you
Yeah.
grew, and same for her. She looks the same. Clearly, you're all both slightly older.
Yeah.
Ari was different back then. She
Mhm.
was, in modern terms, she was more of a goth, if that makes sense. So loner. She dyed her hair black. She didn't have much friends. She was a sort of like loner kind of person, outlier. So yeah, that's how you knew her. She was kind of good friend of yours.
Mhm.
But she clearly was not into these kind of like lavish frolics, like makeup and things like that was not
Mhm.
her. Uh,
Uh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I haven't had a haircut in a while, but
oh, it
yeah, you
suits you
look.
well. It's
Thank
good. It's a good
you.
choice. Mind if I sit?
Yeah. Please. And I'll just kind of. I assume that the desk is just like covered with books, so like kind of clear out like an area for her to sit. Um, you look. You look great. But yeah, I remember you dressing
Well, thank you.
much differently.
Yeah. Well, time changes, so uh, I changed too, and yeah, I feel different. I'm different. I'm very different. I traveled so much, and then uh, I kind of got out of my shell. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I met a lot of people, a lot of fun people, and uh, yeah, I mean, it kind of helped me find someone I like much more. Like,
That's awesome.
like, do you like the hair? Like
Yeah.
like I don't dye
Yeah.
them anymore, so it's like my natural
Yeah.
hair.
I don't even know if I've ever seen your natural hair, honestly. I don't remember. Maybe when we
No,
first got to school.
I hated them. Like when I was younger, people were bullying me. So they were telling me I was a carrot. I don't look like a
It looks
carrot at all.
it looks fine.
So,
Um, what are you doing here? What brought you
well,
here?
she'll show you like the 3 books that she has, which are novels. Well, I've been reading a lot, so I've been going through like this whole library in the past like months.
Oh, Well, what brings you to this city?
Beaumont.
Yeah.
Well, she'll show you a ring on her finger. Well, in my travel, I met someone.
Oh, congratulations.
Well,
Um,
thank you.
uh, who is this lucky person?
He's a lord. To be honest, I think I may have may have hit a little higher than I should have, but uh, yeah, he's no, he's a local lord. He's you may have heard of him. He's called well, he's called Lord Godfrey. He's like
Oh,
very
Indra.
sweet.
Yeah. No, I'm
That's funny.
glad you're happy.
I mean, I'll be honest, I was happier when I was like traveling west, but with all the things that happening there, I mean, maybe settling down is much better. Like, it's been time. Yeah,
Yeah, no, is
and what about you? What brings you here? I mean, far from home. I don't know, like you're from Silk Meadow, right?
yeah. No, I just have been adventuring for a while with some people that I met. We kind of travel here and there, doing odds and ends for work. Um, do some work for Strixhaven still. But it's a lot of traveling.
So you're like mercenaries, like kind, or
Um, yeah, that's probably the easiest way to explain it. It's pretty much mercenary work.
oh, that's exciting. And any exciting mercenary work happening in Beaumont, or are you just passing through?
Uh, Passing through for the most part. Just looking into some stuff here. Not really anything
Hmm.
super noteworthy.
Hmm. Are you there for a long time? Like, are you staying for at least a
Um,
day?
yeah, I'm planning on being here for a day. Just a couple maybe.
Great. Well, may I invite you maybe home for dinner? You'll meet my
Uh,
husband, be able to meet you. Like, weirdly enough, he doesn't like believe that I was like different back then. So maybe talking about Strix and things like that.
um, yeah, I might be able to swing something. I'm doing, just catching up on some reading here. But I have to meet with the friends I'm traveling with in a little bit, and then if you'd like, I can contact you later and we can work out the details.
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, we can. Well, do you have sending?
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
sending? Do you like? Have you learned that? You do.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
I can send you a message either later today or tomorrow morning first thing.
good. Um, great. So I'll arrange everything. I'll make sure that you get the best meal, the best specialties from here. Like the food is great here compared to Strixhaven. Like here, it's made with love, not with magic. It's so different. I'm sure you'll love it.
I'm sure it'll be a event.
And if I may, should look at the table. Ain't that a lot of book?
Yeah, I wasn't the greatest at studying, so sometimes it requires a little bit more reading for me to get through everything, but comes with the work, surprisingly, for mercenary work.
She'll take a book about like the history of Lancastille. Should go through it. And like, you need to know all of that. I thought adventuring was fun. Not just. Ugh.
I mean, I don't need to know everything, but it's nice to be familiar with places I'm, traveling through. Ends up, people are a lot more welcoming if you don't seem like such a foreigner to their area. If you know a little bit, you don't have to be as if you're from the area, but seems to have worked so well so far for us.
Yeah, you can read all you want. As long as you don't have the accent, they'll know you're not from here. People here are surprisingly like very close-minded.
Well, I'm not good at accents, so sometimes a little bit of knowledge of the area might not gain all of their respect, but better than having no accent and not knowing any of their customs or people.
I guess it is. Well, I'll be awaiting your message. I'll plan everything out for tomorrow. I'll have the maids make the best feast. And yeah, just keep me updated.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll reach out to you as soon as I get everything figured out.
She'll stand up, pick her books. Great. So see you tomorrow. Oh, and I don't know. I guess you can bring a friend.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Well, I mean, how many are you? Like 3, 2?
There's
Not more than
4 of
10?
us.
Oh, 4.
4 of us,
Okay.
including me.
Okay, I'll just put it in a room. If you want to bring a friend, think about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to them and see what everybody wants to do.
Great. She'll give you a friendly hug, and then she'll scoot away, quite fast. Not in like in a hurry fast, but in a sort of excited fast. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Zovril's gonna wait until she leaves and then probably faceplant into the table. Because yeah, that sucks.
So yeah. Beside this is what I wanted to add. Everything else pretty much the same. So we're back at where we ended last session with, I assume, you bringing some of the important books back with you and going to meet the group again.
Yeah, I'll eventually I assume I find whatever information I needed and yeah, head back to the group. I assume everybody's just at the inn that we're staying at.
Probably. Arastelle said last time that she would be laying low till Lorena gets there. Poppy is working on scroll, and I don't know what
Philibert
Philibert
was
is doing.
doing. I don't actually remember if you talked about him talking to the guy from the.
Oh yeah,
The
Philibert
brokers.
last time
Yeah.
talked about
Yeah.
one of the brokers, one of his colleague, if that makes sense. So I assume that during this day you would have been doing that. So, but yeah, if you go back to the tavern, everyone is probably there at this time of day. I assume you are much less efficient and quick on what you are doing than Philibert was.
I don't remember exactly what my role was for looking for information, but I'm pretty sure
it was a 9.
Oh, okay.
That's
That
not
was
true.
actually
Yeah.
He got a 19 on his roll. I remember it being really high.
Actually,
and then
you
made him
got
roll
a 9.
again.
You got a nat 20 on finding information in this library, and
Yeah.
for the time and the amount of books you had to sift through, you got a 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually higher than I thought it was, so that's good.
Yeah. And Philibert didn't roll anything, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you
Yeah.
go back to the tavern, everyone's there. I will not name this tavern. This is not gonna happen. It's a
Maybe
tavern.
Tonio should name it.
No, he already did. It's the whatever Jigong.
So Zovril will come back in and trying to think, because he wouldn't want to like check out any of the books that are like, hey, look, this family sells gunpowder, so that depending on how we decide to
I'm sure
get
you'd have
gunpowder.
paper and pen, so you could just.
Yeah, I was thinking more notes than the books probably.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll come in, assume that we can find like a quiet corner to ourselves or one of our rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll kind of lay out my notes of what I found, and how the Bour yep, French word. So the Bourling family, that has the crest that we found in Lawrence's apartment. And actually it was on the bag of powder that he had, I believe. So these are the people that have the black powder, and they have sort of like a monopoly on it in this area. And I did some calculations, and I think that we're gonna need a lot of black powder to do what we need to. I think I figured out something like 3 to 4 smaller barrels per warehouse, roughly. I'm not sure how we want to go about that.
I think that we didn't send it yet, but Ku had mentioned about reaching out to Lorena in the morning to tell her our plan about black powder to see if she had access to any.
Okay.
So Arastelle will send a message to her, but do we want to craft this message so that it was there anything else that we should bring up to Lorena Kuu?
I think the main thing was just saying our plan is to blow up the warehouses. So maybe if they
Was there
already
any
have,
other supplies that we would want them to try bringing?
if they already have any type of explosives, that would obviously be great. But other supplies, I don't think so.
I have
Unless if
very
they have
limited sending, so
yeah, if they have any way of doing what is it called? Any things that help with stealth, that would be obviously helpful for sure.
okay.
Yeah. So
Do you want to help crafting the message?
Yeah. We plan to rig warehouses. That's one word, I think. With
Explosives.
Explosives or black powder, whichever. Explosives.
Explosives was one word.
Yeah, that's what I had in mind. Explosives, one word. It's better.
With explosives, need to stealthily place them. Bring any magic items that may help with this.
Do you have explosives? You didn't bring that up yet.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Do you have explosives? I was gonna say habada.
Habada?
I had nothing else, but yeah, I was like,
I've got 25 words and I'll use them all.
Habada.
She'll answer. If the plan is to blow things up, we don't have explosives, but we got something better.
Elaborate.
I can't say that, but I want to.
So many more words to use for him. What do you mean?
Sounds so ominous.
I'm at 17. Okay. She'll say we will
Wheel.
bring
Thank you. Wheel. One
will.
word.
Oh yeah. Actually, when I was in high school, will was still 2 words on the word count for teachers.
What the fuck?
Same
That's
for
kinda
Not
it's
anymore.
like it hyphen
Yeah.
s. It is
Yeah.
was 2 words. So all the contraction, they counted as 2. So
Well, for D&D, we're counting it as 1.
it's 1 for D&D.
Yeah.
My
I
English
mean, it's
teachers will
one
not
for,
approve.
For my word count for my papers, it was always one.
It was 1.
So we were always told to split our
Yeah,
contractions because of
I
that.
assume it was to help the kids out, like trying to get the word count.
Probably.
Anyway, she's got about 8 words left, so she'll say, we haven't gone yet. We'll depart soon. We'll bring a mana bomb. That's all she'll say.
A mana bomb?
Yeah.
That sounds
What
cool.
the
Now
hell
I'm at
is
20
that?
something, so at this point, no more
Does
explanation.
Arastelle know what that is?
Probably not, but you can try an Arcana check.
Sure.
I mean, the name itself helps a lot.
That's why I'm thinking Arastelle would know it, but I unfortunately only got a 12.
Okay, well, as I said, the name itself kind of tells you what it is. How it works and what kind of things it does, it's different. It's another thing, but yeah, you understand. It's not explosives, but it's probably going to do something very, very similar.
Fun.
Good. Message sent to Lorena.
Okay.
They'll be
Awesome.
leaving soon. They'll be there in about 3 days. You got Philibert back with the information about the tunnels. And about, I believe this, you got information about the Lord and about his past wife also from the same guy.
Mhm.
So yeah, you kind of know where in what area he lives, where his manor house is. You know about the prison under the canal warehouse. You know there's a way to access it from the canals, and you have Zovril that's back also with some other information.
Okay, so like we're gonna be using, so we just have to go to those people then, the people that you just said, the Bo family, that family. We just have to go talk to them and try to get them to sell us some black powder or take some and leave money for them.
Yeah, I was wondering how much. Like, obviously, if we buy it, then warehouses blow up in a day or two.
Right? Yeah. No, I get. Yeah, it's a good point.
But yeah, I'm not sure.
Well,
I didn't
I've got a
factor
bag of
in-
holding, and if we have anyone who can do invisibility,
I
Arastelle. I think Arastelle can if she preps it.
I think she's using it right now.
Oh my gosh.
She's that good. She's transcending the game.
So
Okay.
if Lorena has something that will work as well, then we don't need as much, which will be helpful.
I would assume if it's a bomb, it would probably take, if it sounds as cool as a mana bomb does, it probably could take one of the warehouses out. But my
Okay.
big thing is that if we should be making sure that these places are rigged with this explosive stuff so that we were able to use it as a distraction, right? Like that's the plan. So that way those are blowing up, and then we're going for the prisoners. So we're not like blowing up the main building, right?
We shouldn't
Well,
probably blow it before we get the prisoner out. Maybe after,
Right.
it should still be blown away.
Okay. Yeah. So where are we going to be hiding like how do we know like where to put the barrels for explosives?
I mean, yeah, we'd probably have to scout the buildings a little bit, or at least, like, if we're just trying to destroy the buildings themselves, we'd want to, like, I don't know if this will completely blow up the building or if it would like if we took out like walls or like supports or something, if that would just you know do the rest of the work for us.
Depending on how
Well,
much damage it does, maybe the explosive needs to be inside because it might
yes.
damage what's around,
Yeah,
which
I would
is
agree with
not
that.
easy.
I just had a great idea. Zovril, what if you pretended to be a teacher from Strixhaven or something, coming to find out more about like explosives? Because you have to go into like a vault or something, and you need explosive power to do that because the magic isn't working. So you need like a physical explosive, and like you ask about how it affects structural supports.
I mean, that could work. I would probably not want to look like me. And
Oh, yeah.
also, my only concern is, don't know if we want to bring. I mean, I guess if I don't look like me, then they might not know. But like, I don't know if Strixhaven wants to have their name associated.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're kind of acting under them in some ways because of right. Never mind.
I don't disagree that something like that could work.
I think that it's a cool idea. It doesn't necessarily need to be connected to Strixhaven. It could be a different group.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
And the disguise kit that Poppy has
Mhm,
would
mhm,
make so
mhm.
that you don't look like yourself.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they would probably be able to give it, if nothing else, some sort of information in like a sales trying to.
Now, do you think you'll be able to get that information from them?
I mean, yes, I don't know. I don't know how much information Zovril got for the business part. Like, is it just like, I assume it's not just like a store that you walk in and ask for 3 black powders and walk out. But I'm not sure like how exactly they do that. But uh, assuming that they would potentially sell to whoever, um, back to Zovril, I think that if they're willing to sell it, then I don't see why they wouldn't give us information on it. I mean, they would want to make a case for somebody to buy it, so
Arastelle, do you have invisibility, by the way?
No.
Something you know or that you don't know?
If you're asking, is it in my spell book? The answer is no.
Okay, invisibility's out of the question then. Never mind.
not to take away from our black powder conversation, but I have an in to getting to Lord Godfrey without any sort of like, we don't have to break in, we don't have to do anything. We are actually invited to Lord Godfrey's house tomorrow.
I'm sorry?
Wait, what?
So at the library, I ran into an old friend from Strixhaven, and she somehow ended up married to Lord God. And he invited me and my friends over for dinner tomorrow.
All of us?
Yeah.
Does she know who you're with?
Just mentioned that I was essentially doing mercenary work. I didn't give any specifics. I don't know. I have no idea how she ended up with somebody like that. But it seems like too good of an opportunity to pass up.
I
Is-
agree.
Is Godfrey going to be there?
Yeah, she wanted me to meet him.
Are you okay with what's going to happen if when we meet him and she's there?
Am I okay with our plan? What we want to do with Lord Godfrey? Yeah. Not really great on everything. Just
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's been like a good few years since Strixhaven, so
Well, maybe when you tell her how awful of a person he is, then there won't be any issue.
I mean, obviously, I would like to try to leave her out of all of the worst parts of it. Not telling her. I think we definitely should let her know. I'm not sure. She's always been like a very trusting person. And I know that her and I were good friends back in Strixhaven, but I'm not sure how easily we would be able to convince her this person that she loves is. I fully understand how awful he is, but
So they married for love and not for the money?
I would think so. I mean, again, unless she changed from when we were younger. I mean, last I talked to her, which has been a year, 2 years, something like that now. She was traveling around searching to try to create potions and remedies for people that were sick.
What happens if she kind of knows about what he's doing?
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of don't want to think about that as a possibility right now. Ideally, we confront him. She hears everything horrible that he's done. At some point, he admits to it, and the Ari that I knew is still there, and she's appalled. She might not be thrilled with what our end game is there, but obviously, I think she. I don't want to say needs to be saved from there because who knows, but would be better off without him. But
Yeah,
So
I'm not really sure. I am a little bit suspicious that she is on it, only because Thomas Severos had warned us that this Godfrey person was despicable as an outward appearance. So I can't imagine that he's a good person that someone would fall in love with.
I mean, I guess it's possible. Um,
well,
I
hopefully we don't have to hurt her or stop her, and she's
yeah,
more gonna go with us instead. Like, leave him.
I would say, I guess my only request would be to try to avoid her being involved in inevitable fight to
But
come.
if she does know what's going on, though, like, we'll probably have to do something about that.
If she knows everything that's going on, it will be taken care of itself.
What did this Severus mention? He said that this Lord Godfrey was awful, but was he an awful human being as like a businessman, or was he awful as like a despicable person in his general demeanor? Do you have more information about that? Like, he might be quite charismatic, but have awful inner convictions.
Severus said that we would not be able to ask him any questions, like we were able to speak with him, and he would completely deny any conversation.
So we need proof.
Proof of
So
what?
Of what he's done?
How much do you trust that Severus guy then? Like, if he alerts you that the Lord Godfrey will deny everything, how much did that Severus maybe have done in his putting, like, trying to put a contract on somebody else without us knowing?
I'm not following.
Well, we know Godfrey works for the League, which is bad in itself, but the information you got that Godfrey was the head of all those people is from Severus. How much do you trust Severus to have been truthful?
So I guess, and this is above table because I would rather just talk out of character right now.
Yeah.
I feel like we would know who the head of Farhaven is.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not that Severus told us that he's the head. Like,
Oh
he's
no,
just
that I understand,
confirming
but
that. So what do you think Severus lied about?
I don't know what he might have lied about, but he might have lied about how much Godfrey is in charge of those bad parts of the League. Which that's what I was pointing at. Yeah.
No, because I lied to Severus. I said
Okay.
to Severus that I want to find the drugs to help us fight the eclipse.
Mhm.
And so I'm trying to buy the drugs in Severus's mind, and Severus gave me Godfrey as a contact to get the drugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the information is good. If that
good,
helps with decision making.
Yeah.
Severus had no reason to try to like
We also
backstab you
He
at
has a-
this point.
Yeah, because we also kind of were like, we're going to try to help you because you're helping us kind of situation with the whole
Yeah,
eclipse
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, Severus
So-
is like an old general, like old politician man from Silk Meadow. His good years are behind him, and he's at the point where he would just rather have peace than just have to deal with all these problems. So he gave information.
Yeah.
Back in character, if we okay. We, with him being a noble, obviously I know what our intention is going in there. But we should scope it out when we first get there and make sure that, I don't know if he has like a whole slew of guards there, he has barely any guards there, whatever the case is. Make sure that we are going to make it out after.
Well, if you've been invited tomorrow, you mentioned.
Yes.
If Lorena doesn't come here until the day after, would going after Godfrey before not alert the rest of Farhaven and the League and thwart other plans and other means of us getting those prisoners out? I know we offed an informant of them, but it's not like offing the head. That will be known.
Do you really think that it would put security on the warehouses if the head of the organization was killed? I feel like
It would
I feel
probably
like that would
put
be a
security
stretch.
on the other heads, but
Yes. Not the
it's
warehouse.
still an
though.
organization. Like, I don't know. I don't think it will loosen the security for sure.
What do you suggest to loosen the security?
Right now, I have no suggestion to loosen it. I'm just not sure that doing this before is the right move.
When does Lorena and her people come? We know when they're gonna arrive.
3 days.
Was that 1 day ago? So 2 days now, or still 3 days away?
It's probably like 2 days from now. So yeah.
Okay.
Let's say it's Monday, so she'll be there on Wednesday.
Okay, and what day is the party, the dinner? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
It will be Tuesday.
Okay.
I mean, what if we went to the dinner to scope it out? We don't necessarily have to do anything right then and there.
What if we just asked to move the dinner back a day or two?
I mean,
and we meet up with Lorena and get all the preparations done. And while we're having dinner,
interesting idea. Oh, you think that we should blow it up while having the dinner?
Yeah. And during the chaos,
is there going to be enough people to be able to like set the explosives while we're at
that's
the
why I'm
dinner?
saying we need to do that beforehand. So we need to acquire the explosives, and then the day of or like the night before or something, we go and set them, and we place them in places that are deeper into like the merchandise, so that way it's easier to blend in. Does that make sense?
It does make sense to me, yeah. What would we get the prisoners out if we're at the dinner?
I think this plan requires way more people than we have access to, if we want to do it that way. We don't have the full backing of the strangers like before. It would require that amount of people to coordinate as much.
Yeah, if your plan is to blow up 6 warehouses at the same time while being at the dinner party, yeah, could be an issue.
Warehouses? Is there really 6 warehouses?
Yes.
I thought you said 4.
I thought there was 4 too.
There's 6 warehouses, but there's 2 of them that you deemed were probably more important for the things you're looking for, which are the central warehouse and the canal and the Lorraine warehouse. You know, the central one is slightly more. It's the one where you think the illicit stuff is, drugs and all of that.
Yeah,
it's slightly more guarded.
I think that the prisoners are in the basement of that one warehouse.
The prisoner are in the basement of the Lorraine warehouse, the one by the canal.
Okay.
With the underground entrance. Well,
but we want to blow up a couple of the other warehouses so that way their other operations are also getting impacted and it causes diversions and distractions towards them.
Yes.
So we're able to get the prisoners out more easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So what if we did some scouting tonight to try to figure out the best way to get to the warehouses we need to, and figure out how much like what our plan of action is for that specific part. And then we can figure out from there, like, I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it from dinner, but maybe we wouldn't all have to be there.
If it's only for scouting and we are just trying to get information during the dinner, then, as you said, we don't need to all be there. Like, Arastelle in her current disposition would probably be a bad idea to have at the dinner. Like, if they are going for Cornbon, bringing one to his house might not be the best idea. There are always ways to disguise you, but is it safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel like we just need to figure out a little bit more about the warehouses, what we're doing for explosives, and then we can from there figure out what we want to do for our final plan, whether we want to try to do everything in one night, scout for the dinner. We could move it, but I think that if we start blowing up warehouses, I assume Godfrey is going to maybe, even if he's not suspicious of us, might try to leave or have to leave, or there'll be a lot of security there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the best course of action is going to be.
I think that we're going to have to, if you want to have the dinner with him, you're going to have to go before our plan of attack. I don't need to be there. And I think we should figure out which warehouse is the furthest away from the city and use that as a distraction. Maybe not blow it up with explosives, but just set a fire in it so that it pulls attention away from the other warehouses that we want to attack.
Whichever one's the furthest, should we use that? Okay, so we have 6 warehouses that we have to be aware of. 2 we know are issues. Do we know where the dinner is at? Is it at one of the warehouse locations, or is it at like his personal house?
I would assume it's at first residence.
Okay.
I'm
I
not
could
sure
find
if
that out.
Philibert shared that information.
Well, if he invited you to his, well, if she invited you to their manor, it's on the other side of the Lorraine, outside of Beaumont, so it's a trek.
Oh yeah, no, okay. So we definitely don't want to do it the same day. Okay. So we want to blow up the drug house. We want to maybe blow up one of the other warehouses as well, but we want to start a fire earlier on so that way people are moved away from it, or
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I don't think it's realistic to attack all of the warehouse at the same time. I don't think we have enough manpower for that, even when Lorena and her men are here. But like we have, as of warehouse, there's 2 main ones.
okay.
For sure.
So we
After that,
have
the others we can do it. But that means infiltrating the warehouse, bringing explosives inside. Already, that is quite a difficult task.
So here's my thoughts then. I think that Lorena's team is going to take on the drug warehouse, and they'll be in charge of getting that monobomb inside of it and blowing it up, and we'll be in charge of bringing in the explosives into the warehouse, and then before blowing it up, going down to get the prisoners, and then making it out, and then blowing it up.
Yeah.
But that's after the dinner, if you're doing the dinner. What do you want to get from them for that dinner, though? Like, what information are you even going for then, Zovril? Like, if she's a part of all of this, or to kind of understand his manner more?
Yeah, I guess I was thinking if we were gonna go to attack his manor, we would want to know what we were getting into first. I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously, I would to figure out what is going on there and if she's at all involved. But I'm not sure that they're going to give that information out freely. But I mean, I would definitely try.
Even if it's not freebie, it would give you a good, maybe a better insight on the character he is and the relations she has with him. So maybe it would free your mind of what might happen later.
Yeah, that would be good. I don't have to
And,
respond to her until tomorrow morning, so we can
and during
kind of.
that time, we could check out the other warehouse, even without going inside them. Yeah, well, if some seem less guarded and are probably just like places of regular business, sure, it's better if we're able to hit them, but they might not be important. Like we should prioritize because of our limited resources. So we should scout them out, get a good idea tonight and tomorrow. Plan. You have your dinner tomorrow night, and the day after, as Lorena come in, we have our target prioritized.
When are we getting the black footer?
I think seeing the warehouse will give us a better idea of how much we need. So maybe we
Okay.
could do some scouting tonight and start planning on how to get it tomorrow.
Sure. And then if you guys end up going, well, like who is Zovril, you bringing one of us with you for safety?
That depends, I guess, on how much we need to get done while the dinner's going on. If we still have a lot of setup to
Okay.
do,
Fair enough.
then yeah, yeah, I'm fine either way. But if nobody comes with, I think it should be fine. I think.
Probably better to be two.
Not to be offensive, Zovril, but if you need somebody with a little bit more persuasive abilities and a little bit more charisma, Philibert or I should go with you. But I'm not as stealthy as Philibert, so Philibert should be doing more of the recon and collecting of materials and stuff. I'm a social butterfly, so
I mean, of course, you're welcome to come with. I'm not trying to keep any of you from coming. I just wasn't sure if.
we'll figure out if you need someone to go with you tomorrow, though. Like you said, if there's too much to do, then we'll make that call. Okay. So tonight we go out do some scouting.
Sure.
Arastelle, do you want another disguise?
It's a good question. Yeah, sure, why not?
Philibert, here you go.
Guidance.
Let's help you out. Get you some clothes. We have the cover of the night. It's not so bad, so we don't need to change you total. Let's get some of those powders out. So there's a disguise montage now.
Good. So you wait till night. You get disguised. You want to go around town and scout the warehouses, see how defended they are. You know that two of them are, at least, the two that you believe are more important. Yeah, is there any sort of approach? Do you want to be stealthy about that, or just gonna act like you belong there and go around buildings, or what gives? How do you proceed? And who goes? All of you?
Yeah,
Do you split up, or do you go all together?
I think splitting up makes sense, right?
I think that would be okay.
And it depends on how busy the streets are. If there's a lot of
Yeah.
activity in the streets, then you can just pretend to be part of the
Mhm.
surroundings. But if it's quiet on the streets, then we need to be more stealthy. So it's up to you, Grim.
Yeah, probably the building on the river is going to be more towards a area of the city that's going to be more active, so we'll probably be able to just kind of blend in and walk around and stuff like that, on the streets at least. And then, if there's any, the other one might be more in a business district, which may be more desolate at this time. So then we would need to use stealth if need be.
All right. So you know there's at least one that's on the other side of the Lorraine from your your tavern. If you start with this one, it is the I don't remember the name of the tailor that I gave. Anyway, so yeah, nighttime. You go around. You go north side of the Lorraine. You start with this warehouse. Can you roll me a perception check? I guess.
Who?
Everybody or
Who goes to this one if you split? I assume you go with Thema
yeah.
too.
yeah, we pair up.
Sure. We can pair up.
Sure. Who is going on the stealthier route? Like, do we know if one of them is more in a less busy area of the city?
At this time of night, most of them are not busy. Like the night,
Okay.
the town is sleeping. I assume you go like deep into the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sure.
it's gonna be. We'll need to be stealthy anyway, no matter which
Okay.
one we go for.
So, pairs.
I'd probably go to the one that I saw in the guy's memory. So,
Okay.
I guess I'll roll.
So,
You said
if that makes
perception?
sense, yeah, perception.
I'm
Arastelle
gonna
and
use my
Philibert will go
inspiration.
together. Puppy and Zovril will go together.
Sure.
Makes sense. So let's start with north side of town. There's 3 on the north side, 3 on the south side. We'll go with let's start with Arastelle and Philibert, the one that's on the other side of the Lorraine from your tavern. Perception you rolled,
14.
and Philibert.
18.
Do either of your primers help with this?
23.
I don't think perception is one that any of the primers work for.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah, you both go north of the Lorraine. You find the place quite easily. I mean, it was literally on the other side of the river from your tavern. You do see in front of it, right across the street from this warehouse, there's this sign for this tailor. That's just like a roll of fabric that Philibert learned about, I believe. Was it Philibert? No, it was you.
I think that was Arastelle.
That was Arastelle.
When
Yeah.
she got her vision.
That you saw Arastelle in Lorenz's mind. This warehouse by the river, quite big, 2-story high, main building with a sort of side yard. As you walk nearby, Philibert, you can hear people talking in the courtyard of this sort of. The yard is fenced, so you don't really see into it, but you can hear two men talking to each other. They have the local accent. They seem to be talking about just family stuff, personal stuff to each other.
We know it's at least guarded.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe they're worker, but there's
inside,
someone.
But there's people inside. Yeah.
There's people inside. If you stay there more than like a minute and a half, like if you stay there for some time, go around the building. You can
look
roll
for
stealth.
Possible entries and stuff like that.
You can roll stealth on this one.
Yeah, that's a 23.
14.
All right. 23 and 14. Okay. So yeah, the courtyard itself is not that big. There's a big crane in it that you could see from the other side from your tavern, where boats usually just dock and they can unload or load them. There's a part of the docks you can just follow the side of the building and you can get on on the docks from there. It's a very narrow dock, but there are entrances to the main floor on this dock. Otherwise, you can jump the fence without much issue. You can probably jump on the building from the other building without much issue. And yeah, you can see that there's a big entrance street side. There's a big entrance to the court, the sort of courtyard, the fence courtyard. So you don't need to go into the courtyard to access the building. You can access the building from the main door if needed.
Okay.
Other than that, there are some small windows that are about second floor height.
Yeah, not ground level, but
Yeah.
higher.
That's pretty much what you can figure out. As you go around the building and you scout this out, you do see some lights, like probably lanterns or things like that, moving inside. The light moves through the window, like the shadow moves, so you can see that there's movement in there. You can hear a third person outside at some point as you get near close to them on the other side of the fence. So yeah, you can assume that there's probably guards there at night, and these guys are not workers. At least if they're workers, they're not working. Like there's nothing that could indicate that they're working. No sound, no nothing. It's just people talking, so they're probably just guarding the place.
That warehouse, is that the one that should have a sewer entrance also?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, Arastelle, do you want us to try to find that sewer entrance to at least have its location while we're here?
I think that's a really good idea. Yeah.
Okay. You were told around which canal you could find this entrance. I'll use the same perception rolls.
Okay.
That makes sense. You're on. You go to the canals. You do find. You do find the small bridge that you were told about. If you start looking around, Arastelle, eventually you find what seems to be a sort of big circular entrance right under a bridge. Well, not directly under, but close to it. You can see that there are stairs and ladders that lets you go canal level, like water level under this bridge. And this, even though there's a sort of like metal, all I have is grill, but I know it's not the
A grate?
a grate, sort of metal grate. There's
Yeah,
a
sewer
metal
grate.
door in this grate. That's there. It's closed right now if you just look at it from afar.
Okay.
There
And there's
seems
no guards?
there doesn't seem to be any guard, no.
Okay.
Do you
What were you
stay
about
there a
to
little
say?
longer, or do you just
I was
you go?
going
You can
to
go and try
suggest-
see if you can open it or things like that. Also,
Is there a window on the door or is it solid?
the door and the whole thing is a metal like grate, so you can see through it.
I can see through the door that's past the grate?
The door is on the grate. It's part of the grate.
Okay.
Oh, there's a big giant grate, but there's a door that
Yeah.
opens in it.
There's
Okay.
a metal
Okay.
door part of the grate.
Okay.
Use the same pattern, kind of blend in a little. You can see there's a sort of lock to
Mhm.
it. Almost looks like a
Yeah.
prison door in a way.
Yeah. I would definitely want to get closer or maybe to like hear if there's actually guards down there or not. But I think that Arastelle would probably ask Philibert to do it since she's not as stealthy.
I'll move forward. Also, Robert mentioned that this place is usually guarded, so maybe they are inside of the tunnel, but we should be as quiet as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll go down.
Yeah, I'll use the same stealth roll as the.
Oh, okay.
So, you go down. You follow the sort of path that leads to this metal grate. You can see that there's water flowing through the bottom of it. It's very water level.
Yeah.
close to the bridge.
Like a service access for the sewer.
Yeah, like
inside.
a service
Yeah, yeah.
access. You can see right by. There's like two boxes on top of each other, right by the grate. On it is oil lantern, like gas lantern, kinda. There's also a sort of wooden cup with some viscous black like goop in it.
I don't hear anybody coming or anything.
Don't hear anybody as you stand there.
I'll get a small glass vial from my bag and just drop some of the black goop in it, just to see if it's just more oil or if it's something different. And
Actually, you're from this part of the world. You just picking up the cup or like just the smell of it, you know it is the English word. It's de la chic. You know, like
okay,
in baseball, like they chew on
chewable
Tobacco.
tobacco. Yeah, they chew on tobacco. It's pretty much the same thing. So it's
Okay.
it's common in these parts that people usually chew
Yeah.
on plants and
Okay.
just spit it. And yeah, it seems very liquidy still in there.
That's disgusting.
I don't need the symbols of that, then.
Doesn't smell good. Tells you
Mhm.
though that somebody was there recently, at least.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, I'll I'll look inside the tunnel without going fully in front, see if I see anybody, and if I don't have any vision on anyone's, I'm just gonna go see through the door and see how good the luck seems to be to at least have that information
Alright.
before getting away.
Roll me perception.
Yep. That's 21.
21. Okay. So you peek through the grate. You can see it's it's kind of long hallway, but there's a bunch of like side tunnels here and there. You don't see anyone. It's very dark in there. You
I do have dark vision.
okay? You still don't
so-
see anyone, but
Yeah. But-
my point still stands. It's very dark in there.
Yeah.
There's no light. It's nighttime, so it's straight up just darkness.
Okay.
You can hear the water flowing. The river is right behind you. You start fiddling with the door. It is locked. The door itself, while it looks very similar to the grate, seems much recent, much more recent than the grate. You had 21 perception.
Yes.
Okay, can you roll me investigation also?
22.
Okay. So yeah, you start looking at it. It seems very recent. Good. It's a good lock on it. It's not your run of the mill shitty lock that you usually find on infrastructures. This
Okay.
one seems to be of very good quality. You can see that it's used often. There's a lot of like marks around the keyhole, like if somebody would have scratched it with probably the key itself. So this door is seeing a lot. This lock is seeing a lot of use. Much more than this kind of door usually would, probably.
Yeah, like a sewer entrance.
Yeah.
Like an access entrance would be used once or twice a year.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lock shouldn't be this scratched compared to the how recent the door is. If that makes sense. How well maintained the door is. So the grate itself is like slowly rusting, obviously. The door itself shows very few traces of rust compared to the rest of the grate.
Yeah.
And as you investigate it, you can start hearing footsteps coming from inside, like the echoes of footsteps.
Okay. If they're
walking
coming
on water.
inside,
So
yeah, I won't stay in. I'll get away as silently as I can.
um, as you come back up, meet
I'll
with
as I
Arastelle, I assume.
go. Oh
Yep.
yeah, I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna just send a mental note to Arastelle that there weren't any people, but I'm hearing sound of people coming out, so I'm moving away. But keep an eye and try to stay in the dark.
Mhm.
I'll meet you soon.
Okay.
Good.
I'm probably like outside looking and keeping an eye on that great area. I am curious to know if those people that are coming out of the sewer are actually leaving the grate or if they're just going out to stand guard. So
Sure. Um, you can see Philibert like scoot away as you're on the other side of the river looking at the grate. Probably
yeah, sure.
something like this.
Mhm.
You can see two men get out of the open the grate, unlock it, open it, uh, get out of there, stay to the side of the river. You see they seem to both be talking to each other. You'll see them kind of split. One of them will stick near the door. He will bring out um, a cigarette, if that makes sense. And yeah, he will start smoking. Look at the river. Look at the bridge, and his friend on the other side will take some distance away, and he will just take a leak in the river. They won't exchange much words, and
Mhm.
after maybe a minute or two, you'll see Philibert come back. These two will be done with their business, and they will head back in, close the door behind
Okay.
them, and leave. So they don't seem to be
Okay.
having guards there exactly, but yeah, there's movement still.
Yeah. Okay.
But they have people inside at least.
Yeah,
Maybe not on the outside all the time, but they do
Yeah.
have people inside. Okay.
both of them, by
Yeah.
the way, they were obviously armed. They were armored. They were not workers. They were not city workers. Like
Yeah.
and
Okay.
they had the um they were obviously Farhaven guards. Like they had the equipment. The they were tagged, branded, if that makes sense.
Did you want to look inside the warehouse too, or no? Like not in the basement area, but the warehouse.
Is that in character or not?
Above table, just talking.
About all. I think for the first night we should just look into like finding as much information about the 6 warehouse, because if we go inside we might get caught, and that might, like, I think that is like once we've decided on the target,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we try to go inside and get more information. Because if we're caught, because there are guards, we've earned them, so going
Okay.
inside is more than theirs.
Okay.
But if we wanted to have more information to make that decision, at least maybe the courtyard could be an easy one to access from the dock without going
Um,
inside the warehouse itself, but in the open section.
I don't really know if anything. I don't think that the courtyard is that important.
Yeah,
I was
that's it.
thinking.
Like
I
I
was
don't
thinking
think
of
it's
going
that
onto the
important
second
either.
floor to go inside. Okay.
Oh, I can climb easily. You can. I still can teleport. So we
Yep.
both have means to go inside and take a look.
But you said you didn't want to.
It's not that I don't want to. It's just it's less safe. So it depends on how much we want to try your end.
Yeah,
The first night.
potentially kick the hornet's nest a little too soon.
Okay.
And we still have 2 other to investigate anyway.
I'm good here.
Okay. Um, The second warehouse that you go to is on the eastern side of town. Well, of this part of town.
Did you? Is this for our group or is it for
For your
Poppy
group.
and Zovril? Okay.
This one looks a lot like the building that Farhaven had in Kivomos a long time ago, Arastelle. It's a multi-level building, maybe 4-story high. It is a square. It's square shaped for the base. You can see through the building on the first floor. Like all of the walls on the first floor are like stone arches with metal grates that can open and close. There's a lot of products in there on the first floor. It's like a market kind of place. You've seen this in Kivomos. You've seen these kind of building in Silk Meadow. During the day, they kind of open up most of the grates, and people can just go back, can go in and just like buy their stuff, and it's like a sort of marketplace during the day. The other stories usually are more products, or they are warehouses, or they are offices for Farhaven.
You said that there was 4 levels to this warehouse?
It's a 4-story high building.
Huh. I didn't even realize that there were buildings that high here.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a big city.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah.
I think that's why there's the potential of having so many warehouses compared to what we first thought.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I just was not imagining any building in this place, like not just
Not
this
I,
town, but like in Arcavios being 4 stories.
So yeah. This one is 4-story high.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see any guard. Like the first 2 levels, the first level is just straight up metal crates, and the second floor, all of the windows, they have like metal bars to them. Third and fourth floor have just regular windows. You don't see any light. You can see through the first floor. You can see the building on the other side, and there's nobody there. And if you stay for like 15 to 20 minutes, nobody's showing up. Nobody is just maybe like patrolling or anything. It's just if there's someone in there, he's somewhere sleeping maybe, but no one's actively guarding right now.
This one sounds. They might have goods, but nothing major like the other ones. So it does.
Why do you say that?
Well, if they don't guard it, like it might be worth money, but less worth their time to put active guards. Like the other place we just got from, we at least counted 5 different peoples. There's a reason they're guarding that one and not this one.
You said that, Grim, that the bottom floor just has like grates as walls, right? Like
Yep.
I'm imagining like marketplaces have the security doors that they slide down. And is that what you're trying to like get
kinda.
at with that?
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to just teleport through then to look through the boxes in the building.
Sure. You teleport through them. You're inside.
And I would like to look through the boxes.
Sure. You start looking through the boxes. You do find a lot of, I would say, not common household item, but pretty much. So you find pottery, you find nails, you find pieces of wood. It's mostly just like building material and household items. that are in boxes, that are on shelves, that are placed so that they can easily be seen and accessible. The way it's placed, it will be like going through a market. You just go through a bunch of like
Yeah.
fake hallways, and there's a bunch of stuff. As I said,
Okay.
you've been in a similar place in Kivomos already, during the Arcavios days, and usually there's people, salesmen, just there and making sure people find what they're looking for and selling, bargaining with people so that they can buy their things. So it's
Okay.
probably the same kind of place.
Okay. Then I'll figuring that out, I'll just teleport back out and then relay that information with Philibert. And I think we can go to the next warehouse now.
Good. I'll go to the other group. So, Zovril and Poppy. Can both roll me a perception and a stealth check, please.
I'm going to cast enhance ability at 3rd level, so we both get to roll not with disadvantage.
Nice. I actually get advantage. I don't have any disadvantage on stealth because I have Mithril.
Okay, well
Yeah.
then that's good. I don't have to roll with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
I thought you were gonna cast Pass Without Trace, but like just for the
I
two,
wish.
two of you, not the other two.
I triple checked that I couldn't possibly get it anyway.
I want to check that as well. Then no. It's a 2nd level. Yeah, no.
All right. Well, passive perception of 19.
Okay.
Perception of 13.
Okay. And what
And
about
And I
stealth?
get advantage on this. Does enhance ability apply to both of us?
If I upcast it, yes.
Oh, nice. Cool. So I get advantage on my dex based skill checks.
I'll double check. I think it is just all skill checks for dex.
You did Cat's Grace, right?
Yes, yeah. All dexterity checks you have advantage. And then falling 20 feet doesn't do anything to you.
Well, I rolled double 16, so I have a 16.
And Zovril?
10.
Obviously. Okay. So
I'll give you guidance. Let's help each other out. You hate it more than I do.
Oh, 14.
There we go.
good. So yeah, you go through the south side of town. The first warehouse you go to, I'll spare some time. It's very similar to the one that I just described to Tonio and Lucky. It is sort of merchant place. It's 3-story high instead of 4 for this one. Very same type of building. The first floor can be used as a sort of like merchant area. Differences, you do see light coming from one of the higher floors, from the 3rd floor. So there's a light source in there that's lit up. Seems to be coming from just one of the windows, or probably just a single room.
Nobody walking around on the 1st floor.
Nobody walking around in the 1st floor.
Do we see any like silhouettes through the window or anything?
If you stay there for some time, at some point, yeah, you'll see someone looking outside.
Should we?
With the light behind it, in the lit room, you can see that this person seems to be at least armored.
Okay.
It has the sort of standard leather armor that the Farhaven League uses.
So, Zovril, I'm able to I can use minor illusion, maybe twin spell it to create an image of someone making some noise or something, to try and goad someone out to see if there's more than just him.
Sure.
That'd be a fun idea.
guess we should
Um,
see if there's more guards.
Yeah. So I'll twin spell minor illusion and maybe create.
I don't think you can twin spell it because twin spell is like a target, but I think you can just cast 2 minor illusions back to back.
Okay.
Yeah, minor illusion is a cantrip, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think you need to twin spell it
I know, I wanted to do
anyway.
it at the same time, but that's okay.
Save your sorcery points though.
Yeah.
Then I'll just do it back to back.
Thaumaturgy.
Oh, thaumaturgy would work. Yeah, you could do it that way. Do you want to do? You can make people's voices with thaumaturgy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we do like an old man, like trying to like walk into the warehouse or something?
Sure.
Sure, let's do it.
I assume that we're maybe just make sure we're a little bit better hidden. Like, take
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah. Good idea. And we'll take our time to go physically hide somewhere. That's a little bit more discreet.
We're hiding in bushes and then casting
Yeah.
minor
And I'll-
illusion and thaumaturgy.
And I'll cast a minor illusion of an old man. And he'll do a thaumaturgy of him like being confused or something.
Yep, just wandering
Louder.
around.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make some drunk old man, senile old man sounds coming from downstairs. If I understand.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see like the window open where there's light in the room. You see the person kind of like look down, try to see what's going on. Won't see anyone, obviously. Will pick the lantern. You'll see like the light move and flicker from inside the room. And yeah, you see the light leave the room. You see light sources from other windows. And after a minute or so, this person will come down the central staircase. Like these buildings have like this sort of central pillar that kind of holds everything. And there's this where the staircase for like all the old building is. You'll see this guard finally get to the first floor, look around, put the lantern down on a table, start looking around, making sure like all the grates are still locked and everything's all right. Try to like peek, see if you can see the old man that was probably like I don't know, screaming at clouds or something, yelling at clouds like in The Simpsons. And after seeing nothing, you'll just
Should I scare him?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna subtle spell a silent this minor illusion of the ghostly old man appearing in front of him.
He will be startled by that. He will unsheath his sword and like take 5 steps back, pointing at whatever illusion's there. I don't know how long the illusion lasts. Probably not very long.
Just as quick. I'll dismiss it, and I'll do like it goes away with the wind, right?
You'll see him like pick his sword two-end, even though it's a long sword. Just like start looking in all direction with stressfully, like anxiously, and will try to not be cornered. We'll end up like straight up his back against one of the corner of the building.
Does he just look like a regular guard? Like he doesn't like?
Is he armored? Yeah, because we got a better look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He as I said, he's got this Farhaven standard issue leather armor. I say leather, but it's more like stud leather. It has pieces of metal. It is a sort of like ivory color with red and brown. It has the Farhaven insignia on it. So very standard issue. They all have this sort of weird silly hat also. All of them do.
So like no signs that he would be higher ranking or like an official of some sort.
No.
Okay.
Looks like a mook. He's afraid of his little ghost, so.
I mean, that could be pretty scary for anybody, so.
Can't wait to hear rumors about it eventually.
After
good.
after a moment, he will like keep his sword in hand, go grab the lantern, and like just straight up scoot back up. Like you can hear him kind of run up the stairs.
I think it worked. Okay, let's go on to the next place. Unless if you had anything else you wanted to do.
No, if there's just one guy here, probably not anything too significant.
And it looks like the only real like structural point to note is that middle stairwell, basically.
Obviously, there's a bunch of like a lot of pillars so that it stays up, but the main structural strength of the building is the central pillar.
Yeah.
So we probably need to put something like in that main stairway, maybe like at like the second floor if we were to blow this place up, and then like maybe some at some of like two sides of like the longer side of the building, so it leaned this way as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean,
If this is even a building we have to target, I don't think
I was
it
gonna
is.
say it's probably lower priority, but we at least know where we would set up if
Right.
we do target this one.
Right. Okay. On to the next.
Good. Second warehouse. This one looks much more like a regular warehouse. It's by the edge of town. It is quite large. It has a lot of these like very big double door wooden door that opens like both door can open, giving a lot of space to place. It doesn't have any sort of marketplace area kind of place. It's literally a warehouse. It doesn't have anyone outside that you can see. It has a, I would say, enclosed yard. So there's fences surrounding the place. There's things outside like big boxes, crates, and all of that. You have very good perception. As you get close, you can see that there seems to be two-person patrolling outside, like slowly walking, talking to each other.
Okay. Just one patrol, or is there like a
One.
Okay.
There's a group of two guys.
Do we see any movement inside?
The two of the five like dock doors, let's call them that, are open.
Okay.
You can see inside. There's light sources inside. Some of them seem to be magical, and you can see people workers actually moving inside.
Okay.
I wonder what's at this warehouse. Is this the one with the drugs?
No, not that you're aware of, at least.
Can we see like the workers inside? Are they just like moving boxes? Are they?
Yeah,
Like,
they
you're
seem
saying-
to
you're saying-
be loading carts.
Okay.
There's also, if you go around, there's also a stable there, a large one. So it's
okay.
half open. You can see there's a bunch of like over 30 horses like in their respective boxes. So
Okay.
there's a very large stable by this warehouse. In the yard outside, there's a bunch of carts. So a lot of things seems to be moving through and out of there.
This is a bit of a hot spot.
Yeah, it seems to be where they're sending everything out from, or a good chunk of their products. Don't know if that means that it's. I would assume that would include some of their not so legal product. Can we see the people inside? Like, how far away are they from us?
I would assume if you want to stay stealth, you're kind of far from them.
Okay. Um. I mean, I definitely don't want to get too close with all these people here,
Yeah.
but this seems probably like a priority.
This is the furthest one away from, like, on the edge of town.
Yeah, from those you know, it would seem like it's at the edge of town. It's away from.
Is it mostly made of wood? The building?
Yes.
So
Like
this would
most
be
of
the
these
one.
buildings, like the first floor, about the first floor is mostly stone, but it becomes wood as you go higher.
Sure.
So the base of the structure is sturdier.
So if this is one that we would use to create a distraction,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what we decide to do, it might be worth, like, obviously still use it, like burn it for the distraction, but maybe try to make sure that it's pretty severely damaged if it's like a distribution point. That would hamper a lot of their business.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the distraction is probably more important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess it depends on what we want to do to start the fire.
Yeah, but we're not doing that right now, right? Or that's
Right. No, just it. We have like preliminary information already, but I don't know. Like, if we get closer, what would we be looking for?
right. From here, we should be able to see kind of like window points as well, like either glass or open shutters.
Yeah, like most of their warehouses, they are light sources with sun light sources. So yeah, there's windows, usually
This
higher than
one,
the stone part.
yeah, this one we might be able to just like hire some ruffians to come and throw some like fire bombs in there, like molotovs and stuff.
Yeah.
Be an option.
Yeah. With it being mostly wooden, it seems like it should go up pretty quick. And the stables should, I assume, have a good bit of hay, and hay burns pretty quickly, so we could
Right.
make the fire look really big really quick.
Yeah. I like the idea.
Okay.
I think we can go to the last one.
Okay.
We can go to the last one. Yeah, that's fine.
Last one, it's back in town. Much smaller than the one you just seen. It looks like yeah, it doesn't look like the first one. Looks like more like a warehouse. Only like have this one sort of duck door, if that makes sense, large wooden door. It seems to be locked right now. And by locked, I mean there's literally like big chains and a lock on these two doors. Beside these like big doors, there's a small human-sized door, like into it. Like you got these two giant wooden door, and there's a small regular door in the giant door.
Is this also on the river?
This one is, yes, it is by the river.
This might be somewhere they're repairing ships or something.
Yeah, possible. We could go out on the water and see from that side.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So, I had thought that we split up where they went to the north warehouses and Philibert and Arastelle went to the southern warehouses? Is that not?
Other way around. You went to the north, they went to the south.
I thought that we were camping in the northern tavern looking across the river
I
at
think
the
the cavern
warehouse.
is at the south. But I mean, it doesn't change much.
Well, it does because of my question, because I thought that they were in the northern part of the city, and I know that the really important warehouse is in the northern part, and we just went all through
Yeah,
3
well,
warehouses.
I thought you were in the southern part and you were going north. So
I have that like the northern part is in Lancastil and the southern part is in Paragon, right?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
the
we're
tavern
in
was in the
Lancaster.
northern part.
Yeah, we're in.
Okay,
We
well,
went to Lancastile.
I thought the tavern was at the southern part. So the
Okay.
things just everything that happened, just flip it. Doesn't change anything.
Okay.
Well,
So-
where is are we gonna have the tavern?
The
be
tavern will be
here
north.
again?
You went south with Philibert, and they went north. So what they saw is north, and what you thought was north is actually south. Makes sense?
Okay, so what about that?
The guarded
big
one that was in
main-
the north.
Yeah, the big main one with all the drugs. Where's that?
Actually, it's probably easier in this case to just say the tavern was south.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
much easier. Tavern
It
was
also
south.
has a Perigonian name.
Yes. The tavern was south.
Okay.
Philibert and Lucky went north.
Okay.
And the other two went south.
Okay.
Okay. So the two, the one the one on the docks that they first went to, the other group, that's the one that we think there's prisoners in.
Yes, and it's on the northern side of the Lorraine.
Okay. And
The
one
second
that
one that they went is also on the northern side, and the third
And-
one that they will go to is also on the northern side, which is the
and
one
that's
where
the
you
drug.
believe there may be drugs.
Okay.
You both went to the southern side. You found one that looks like a marketplace. You found a big distribution center, and the other one is also by the Lorraine. And yes, it may be a sort of dry dock more than a
Right.
warehouse.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, does it sound like there's anybody on the other side?
Roll perception.
19.
Nothing.
19.
Passive.
Doesn't sound like there's anybody on the other side.
Okay. Well, I guess this would be probably our one we would not hit. There's nothing
Yeah.
going on here.
Perhaps.
Or, I mean, not that we have to leave it, but it's the least of our worries right now.
Is there any easier sites like circling around to see if we can see inside the compound at all? Inside the wall that's blocking our view?
Well, there's buildings on both sides. You can probably
Okay.
try and find a way to up on the roof of these buildings, and you may be able to see inside.
We can
sure.
ritually do some water walking.
Or you can water walk.
Sure. We can go away from the building and then do that in a lot further away location so we're not being loud about it.
Sure.
Doing a ritual
Right
cast.
next to it. Yeah. No, that's fine. Sure. Yeah, let's do that. Feel like there's usually not as many protections from people coming in on the water.
Stop.
Probably not.
If I go back in the water again,
You can have
can my dress get
Zovril.
dirty again?
You can have Zovril just pick you up. All
we
the
have
clothes.
we have 1 hour, and if we get to that point, you can hop on my back. It'll be okay.
I pull out my time turner staff and I adjust a little. I adjust the hourglasses in it.
An hour
It's set to
sound.
1 hour. I
9
twist some
minutes.
gears and it like widens and tightens and stuff. And
You do
I
your
got
ritual.
it.
You find your way to the Lorraine, to the river. As you head back toward the warehouse building, you can see that it is indeed a sort of dry dock area. The warehouse itself is a dry dock. Like they can get ships in to repair them. The Lorraine at this place, it's by the edge of town. The Lorraine at this place is wider. They have a sort of closed off area of the Lorraine to them, and they have there's Farhaven boats there. There's 3 of them right now that are docked in their sort of marina.
Yeah.
Did we see anybody from the riverside?
From the riverside, you can see light on 2 of the 3 boats.
Ugh.
Like
Yeesh.
there's at least a lantern like hooked on one of the wooden mast, so you can probably understand there may be people there. You don't see anyone right now though. The building
many-
itself, no light.
Just like a rough guesstimate based on what we know of the Farhaven League, how many boats would they have like in this city, like based in the city, I guess?
They would probably have like 5 to 10.
Okay.
Like the Lorraine is a major riverway, so they're probably using it often.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
the boats are not obviously they're not like gigantic.
yeah.
The western side of the Lorraine has like smaller bridges, so most of the boats that goes there are probably smaller boats. The eastern side have bigger bridges that would let bigger boats go out.
Okay.
And this is where this warehouse is, on the eastern side.
So maybe we don't even really have to do the warehouse here. Maybe hitting the boats would be. I mean, we can do both, obviously, but the boats might a bigger hit than the warehouse itself.
Mm. Yeah. I wish we could do both of them, but I feel like starting the fire on the one that's on the outskirts is a really easy thing to do. And so like
Yeah.
I think that we really could just hire some like edgy teenagers to take care of that for us. You know what I mean? Like that would be really, really easy to sell.
But they have to be edgy. Again,
God.
you wanna blow up capitalism? You wanna stop the oppressor? We got a job for you.
Right. You want to rage against the machine with us? And then for this one, I mean, because I don't know if we're going to be able to have time to hit this one is the problem.
I agree that it would be. First one would be the lowest on our list, probably. And then this one would be, obviously, I guess, the second lowest on our list of
Mhm.
ones to hit. But taking out, I mean, a good portion of their ships could be significant. But
Mhm.
yeah, maybe more if we are able to.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. Arastelle
Let's not try to.
and
Yeah, let's go back.
Arastelle and Philibert, you get to the last warehouse on the northern side.
Mm-hmm.
The one you were told was probably where illicit stuff would be. You get close to it. The warehouse itself is it's kind of its own block, if that makes sense. It is not a
Mhm.
warehouse more than like 3 different buildings that are linked together by walls. And this place looks almost like a fort.
Yeah.
The first floor is no window, all stone. There's of all the buildings, the second floor is half stone, half wood. There's windows. They're not very large. There's multiple walls. There's actually 3 entrances to the sort of middle courtyard
Mm-hmm.
to these buildings. And all 3 of them have guards. And yeah, the second floor, like I said, it looks more like a fort than an actual warehouse. Like the windows on the second floor are not really windows, more than like some of them could be used as a meurtrière, like castle like
Yeah, slits.
slits.
I don't actually know what they're called, but I know I can picture what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the translation is not literal on this. There's lights, by the way. There's the place is lit up. There seems to be movement. There's guards at each door. Obviously, as I said, they're outside
Mhm.
standing guard.
What kind of wall is surrounding the buildings?
The buildings themselves that are made out of stone wall, the three sort of fences, if that makes sense, gates that are linking the building are made mostly out of wood, though. Should I look something up?
So are we have a clear view of the courtyard then? Because it's not obscured by the fence.
It is obscured by the fences, by the gates.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go look something up. Give me a second.
Okay.
If you go on Owlbear, I have a
Sure.
map for it, so maybe that'll help.
But it's like full walls, but full wooden walls more than like a fence. Then.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
literal like fortification walls.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go on Owlbear,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, it's 3 buildings that are linked by some sort of wooden walls to create this central area courtyard.
And then the guards are here, here,
Yep.
and here.
There's-
Okay.
There's 2 guards outside at each door, standing guard even at night. There's lights coming in from the slits on the second floor of the building. There's light in the central courtyard. Yeah, there seems to be, and you can hear sounds coming from inside. So there's probably people there.
All are each building. They're all 2 stories, or
All of them are 2-story high.
oh, okay, 2 stories. And the few houses around are they cap at the same size. There's no 3-story house.
Yeah, all the
around that
houses
will-
are 1 to 2-story high
Oh,
around
okay.
it.
There's
Which
nothing
one is
higher
that?
that we could look into it.
Yeah.
How tall is this?
It's a 1-story building, but
Okay.
I mean 1-story. There's no standard to it. So if you would try to use this as a sort of step, I guess,
Yeah.
as stairs, yeah, you could probably try that. Climb on this roof, climb on the other one. Hope that nobody sees you through the slits that are there. That's it.
Yeah. And going on that roof, we would have a line of sight over the fence.
Yeah, if you go on a roof, yeah, you would have line of sight over the fence. The fences are
Okay.
not 20 feet high. They're
Yeah.
very standard sized.
To
Like-
have at least eyes on the inside.
Yeah.
That's one way
Yeah,
we
these
could-
fences are 7 to 8 feet high,
Okay.
and there does the inside walls have windows, actual windows, light sources.
And there's no windows on the outside.
outside is just slits, castle.
Oh,
defense
right. Yeah, you said
thingies.
that. Yeah.
As I said, this place looks more like a fort than it looks like an actual warehouse.
Mhm.
If you wanted to see inside the courtyard, I could use vortex warp to get you up there.
You could probably save your magic. I can climb. That wouldn't be hard. And this armor helps me with that. So.
Okay.
Oh. There are slits on that one. Okay, so you mentioned there are lights in the arrow slits here.
Yeah.
So if we go on the roof there's more chance to be seen because there might be something.
Yeah, there might
Somebody
be
active
somebody
there.
out inside looking
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
But if here there's no lights inside,
Mm-hmm.
then going on this house there's less chance of being seen. So maybe I would pick one of the house that there isn't light in the fort right across. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, to be
Or there
fair,
might be light everywhere, and
yeah, I mean, there's light coming
that's it.
from the inside of these buildings are lit up.
Okay, so everything is lit up, so
Yeah.
there's not an easier one. Okay, then
Well,
we'll go with this one.
You can still roll stealth. I mean,
That's why I was.
Yeah.
That's why I was
Or-
thinking vortex warp because I can literally just teleport you up onto the roof.
Yeah.
And no one would know the difference.
yeah, she can teleport you on anywhere.
I have-
On the bigger building.
Yeah.
It-
Oh,
it's
okay,
not-
Yeah.
I didn't catch
Like-
that. I thought you were making me go on one of those buildings.
No, vortex.
Then
warp
I would
is
be seen.
90
Okay, yeah.
feet.
Oh, okay, then that's perfect.
Does that have a verbal component?
I yes, but like I can be so far away to it's
Sure.
90 feet, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, if she teleports you on one of the roof, I mean, you'll have perfect sight inside, and
Mhm.
Yeah,
people
that's fine.
people usually don't look like on their own rooftops, so
Yeah.
No, but I didn't have I didn't think the spell was that far, so
Mm.
I didn't think I would go on the roof of the fort itself. I thought it was a roof of one of the houses around. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, that's why I had a reservation. Now I'm all for it.
Yeah, so I would probably like let's see. Doing the math. I can like be like here and teleport you up onto the roof, but honestly I can do it from any, so whatever building you want to go up on,
Yeah.
we can just hide behind one of the
And you
buildings.
can probably be like 60 or 70 feet away because of the angle, then
Exactly.
and nobody will hear you anyway. So
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Okay. Let's go with the big square one. That's the
Cool.
easier one. So maybe teleport me on the corner here, and that way you can hide like behind
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
here. Some
And
you just
then
need to have line of sight to the top of the building, and that's it.
do you have the range for your telepathy to still keep in contact, or what is that?
I'll confirm the new range, but I think it's miles.
Oh, just miles.
Yeah,
I think you'd be good.
there's that. A mile.
Okay, so
S-
yeah,
single
then
mile?
you can just signal to me when you are able to leave, and then I can teleport you off of the roof again
Okay.
as well.
All right. So you use vortex warp to teleport on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
28.
28. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you find yourself on the roof. You're able to probably stay low, just crawl your way to the edge of to the middle of it, so you can see into the courtyard.
What type of roof is it? Is it like a slanted roof like those, or is it more like flat with an access cabin or something like that? Like,
No,
is it a flat roof
it's
or
slanted. Slanted.
it's slanted? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll walk slowly up to one of the sides and try to have a look inside the building. And you mentioned that there are windows on the inside wall, so I'll try to have a better peek inside the buildings across the courtyard at the same time.
Sure. So you found yourself up here, let's say.
Yep.
Good. So yeah, there's all the guards here. In the courtyard, there's 3 guards that you can see that seem to be talking to each other. They have like a small campfire there, and they're just sitting on stools. If you look inside, you can get some peeks into the buildings. The buildings are indeed full of boxes, merchandise of many different types. Obviously, you can't really identify anything from there. Some of it are not in boxes, like bags, like fabric, but there's things you can see like rugs, but most of it is in boxes. Inside, you can see that in the building to your right, there seems to be at least 3 different guards in it.
Okay, there are guards in it. Okay.
Yeah, there are guards in it. There seems to be a sort of pathway. Like there's no real second floor. The second floor is like just a pathway that goes to the side of the building. Actually,
Okay.
if that makes sense, something like that.
Oh, okay. It's a big empty with just a
Yeah.
What's the name for that?
A balcony.
Yeah,
Yeah, an
sorta.
inside balcony.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And if you look at the building on the bottom, you can see 2 different guards in it that
Okay.
that you can at least identify.
Yeah. Nothing that looks like an office section or anything.
Nope. Just have them peek out a little so that we keep count. I know you don't see anything like an office section.
Okay. And so if there's one, it's either on the first floor or it's in the building I am in at the moment.
Could indeed be under you.
Are there any skylights on this building?
No.
None on
Can
the
you
other
make
ones
one?
either.
I'm just kidding.
Well, probably. The windows that are in the inner courtyard are big enough. Like the light sources from there are big enough that there's no skylight.
I'll contact Arastelle. So, and already how many people I've seen and everything.
Okay.
I don't have a line of sight to if they have any entrance for further down, so I would need to go inside. But it's heavily guarded. There are way too many people to try that easily. So I could. It's in the middle of the night. I don't think they'll look that much up. I could try to go from one building to the next, but it's either a big jump or I could my armor could levitate me there, but it takes some time, so they might see me. I don't know if we want to try it out. If I'm spotted, I just let you know and you bring me back.
I think I'll tell you to hold on, and I'll try to get it in a better position. I'll tell you to like go over here, and I
Okay.
can just use another vortex warp to get you over to the other side of the building. I think it's pretty important to get a good eye on what's in the building. So
Yeah,
I
I'll
think
get
it's
as
worth
much
the
as I
spell.
can. So I'll go here.
You want to get to a corner so you're closer to the streets.
Yeah.
You have a
Just-
spell to cross that, or are you just gonna try to do a 30 feet leap?
My armor has the spell jump.
Oh, there you go.
No, I just said that I was going to vortex warp
Yeah.
him over.
Oh,
here.
Seems more
I
safe.
thought that the vortex warp was just to
In case you
get out
fail?
If I was seen, yeah.
No,
No,
I'm going over like here.
Okay.
I
to
could
then
imagine.
teleport you over here.
I could imagine you like try to aim for the bushes, and if it fails, like you just get teleported away mid-flight.
That'd be hilarious.
That was my goal.
I don't see how this plan could have failed, honestly. So you use Vortex Warp to.
The way that you were smiling, I definitely think you saw a way.
We don't have the roll insight on Grim.
My poker face ain't so good when I play D&D.
Mm-hmm.
I keep this for magic. So yeah, you switch roof.
So from there, I'll see if what type of sight I have on the second floor and the windows of this building, and I'll go along to get line of sight on this side too, and see what I can get of other information that way.
All
Is
right.
it just more boxes? Is that another empty building with a walkway around, or is that something else?
Here, there are windows that let you see inside the building on this side.
Mm-hmm.
This is another warehouse area.
Okay.
And here, there are smaller windows. First level, first floor, and this does look like a sort of more office-like area.
Okay.
Good intuition.
You were indeed over what could be described as the office, or
Administrative.
at least the guard room or something more.
Yeah, but that's
more
something
like,
that's not just boxes.
yeah,
but
a non-boxes area.
Okay. And that's on the second floor, or that's on the first floor?
First floor.
The first floor.
Yep.
The office section. Okay. And any any windows on the second story?
Not here.
No. Okay. So they do have an office, a section that looks more like an office on the first floor,
Mm-hmm.
But there is no window on the second one, so I cannot see the rest of the building. Maybe it's more windows, maybe it's more offices, more warehouse. But at least we have an hint at what is inside all three.
You had mentioned that you wanted to see what's over here too.
Yeah,
Did we
well,
get that?
I don't know if we get or if there's no more information. So, like the
Same
windows, I'm
as
just
down
like,
here, so windows,
or more
door,
warehouse,
warehouse.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Um,
Without going down, I think this is the most I can get.
do you
Any guards on that I can see on the first that warehouse that we've just got information? Like we've seen some in the two other buildings, but you haven't mentioned any for this building yet.
There's a guy in the office area,
Okay.
and there's 2 more guards that you can see, that
So
you
at
can
least two
identify.
in the rest. Okay. So that there's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. When you move over here, what do you see here? Anything?
Any change? Any more information?
Boxes.
More boxes.
Yep. Actually, you've
From-
seen like both sides, and you've seen pretty much all of it. So there we go.
Okay. From the look of it, from what I've been able to see from the windows, do any of the crates and stuff like that look more like something we might have seen when we were with the strangers, like the more precious crates? Does something looks more heavily guarded than the rest, or there's no hint at something like that?
Doesn't seem to have any and that something like that. No.
Okay.
It's not like they're gonna put a guard sitting like close to some
Yeah, not
boxes
inside.
alone.
Yeah.
Just alone while everybody else is just guarding the whole place.
Mhm.
Like maybe
Okay.
there's a hidden something in there. Maybe
Yeah,
there's
I'm
a
sure.
vault. Maybe there's
We
like
haven't seen
there's
everything for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. So who knows?
And from the few sites I've seen on the first floor, have I seen anything that looks like stairs or anything that would go down?
Not that you've noticed, no.
Not that I've noticed. Okay, so we don't know if there's like a basement.
Nope.
Or anything like that. Okay. I think this is all I can gather from here for tonight.
Good. I assume following this, you just try to find a way to leave. Do you teleport him away, or do you just
Yeah.
drop down somewhere?
I
Suck it
think
up.
that.
I can jump.
I think I'll cast Vortex Warp again to get him
It's
away.
the safest option.
Yeah.
All right.
And I suspect that.
I assume you'll be going back to the tavern following this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good. So you all join back at the tavern following your nightly escapade.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you relay to each other all the information that you've.
Let's do it in character though. I want to.
Sure.
Let's
do the
recap
whole
those
thing.
last 2 hours again.
You shouldn't have. You should have seen how I scared that guard.
I assume you relay the information to the others. You've scouted this warehouse. It is heavily guarded, as you were told. You know that the canal entrance to the one by the river is real. You know the second one by the river is more like a sort of port to them. There's a big distribution center to the south, north, south. Anyway,
There's one very far away.
and there's 2 markets.
Yeah.
That are guarded by 0 to 1 person.
Mm-hmm.
We also know that they have pretty awesome hats.
Yeah.
And one of them is scared like a little baby.
And yeah,
We
you
can
can
use
on the
that.
battle map you can see that they all have like their small caps. Their fancy hats.
Mm-hmm. So fancy.
All right. Do we have time to go and scout out the black powder facility, seeing if it's something that we're able to just kind of sneak in and take from?
How long has
I mean,
this taken?
it's still deep in the night. I mean,
Okay, yeah, let's do
I'd
that.
assume this was only about
Yeah.
maybe an hour to an hour and a half, I
Yeah,
guess, depending on how
maybe-
long we stayed around at each
yeah,
location.
let's say top 2 hours, like just moving around the city
Yeah.
and all of that. So
Then we have time for that.
you have plenty of time to scout more if you want.
Mm-hmm. At least I have an idea. Is that a possibility, or it's like a giant stone block and we need to find another option?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna switch this. So yeah, if you all head out, do you all head out or?
Yeah, we can all go on that one, I think.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you all head out together.
Do another ritual casting of water walking just in case. Got that on standby.
Might as well.
You find the location of the Bourlang place by using the book that Zovril has. There's even like a drawing of their main building, like their sort of ancient house. They're very proud of like their family, their blood, their roots. The place you go to, it has this sort of very ancient manor. It's in the center of the city. It's like by the street. It's surrounded by houses that are clearly not as rich looking as this one. It's kind of old though. You can see that the maintenance hasn't been as good as it could have been in the past few years. If you look in your book, you can see like, hey, it's the same place, but time got to it. Linked to this building is a large wooden and stone building. Looks similar to the warehouse you've seen during the day. It's slightly smaller, and they have a very big yard outside that is stone walled. You can see, but it's not like 10-foot high stone wall. It's like 6 foot. You could probably just like take a peek without too much issue.
Okay.
In it, it's close by the river. They have a boat. In it, there's a bunch of crates. There's a bunch of sacks.
The
Like big.
boat has this stuff?
No, I mean there's a boat by the river. They have their own dock. You
Yeah.
can see their flag just fly to the wind,
Mhm.
which is a broken wheel, like a boat wheel, similar to the one the Farhaven League has, but this one is like broken in two, and there's an anchor on it that seems to have broken it. They in their yard is a bunch of like crates. There's a bunch of like big sacks, probably of something. They have forges, like they have foundries and a lot of stone buildings that seems to have very big chimney to them. They seem equipped to do whatever they do. You can see rows of metal tubes. There's piles of wheels, piles of wood. Like they're equipped to build whatever they need to build. You can roll perception.
19.
14.
X.
Something like that.
That's 10 in Roman numeral.
Yeah, so 10. That's
Sorry,
what
my
I
bad,
thought.
my bad. 11. There we go.
There we go. As you look inside their place, Zovril, you can see movement. There's no light beside the moonlight, and you can see movement still. So there are guards or people moving
With no light in there?
with no light.
Did anything in the history of them say what race they are?
Well, yes.
I wrote down that they are tieflings.
And are tieflings known to have dark vision?
Pretty sure.
I think so.
I don't remember.
So yeah, you do tell the group, and yeah, Tiefling have dark vision.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like. Can I tell roughly how many people might be moving around? I know obviously there's no light or anything, but
You believe there's 2 person that are moving.
seems like there's 2 people. They're moving around dark.
It's pretty open. Lots of industry. Is industrious spots. Do we need a better idea? Should we get closer, or like once we pass the wall, it seems pretty open though.
Perhaps only Philibert should go in.
Mm-hmm.
I can give my bag of holding, and you can just pour black powder if you find it into it as much as you want.
I could at least peek over one of the wall from near it and have a better view of the inside. As there's no light, at least I'll be able to see something from the general light here.
Sure. If you do end up deciding to go in, let me know. I will cast something to make it smell like skunk in the area to keep them away.
That's an idea.
Not like skunk. Oh no.
Well, for now, I'll just go to the wall, so as close as I can, and like in a section that seems darker, and just peek over and try to have a better glance and see if there's more that we can see from up close.
Isn't that what we just did? Which is why Zovril saw what.
Yeah, Zovril.
Okay.
Zovril can pretty much tell you which area they are.
That was enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, do we want to have a better idea of inside? Should I go inside?
Do you want to try talking with them the next day instead and try and procure some, or do you want to take some?
If we're able to do it, like not legally, but at least businessly, that way we don't have to infiltrate and.
What do you mean by businessly? Because we don't want to be associated with this transaction.
Well, having worked with the Grumlet ore smiths and such, and knowing Pinzari traders who we've purchased things from, how much would black powder generally go for? We have had contacts before, so I would assume we'd actually know how much this would cost per bag versus barrel.
Good question.
When I said business, I probably meant one of us go disguise and try to make a contract as somebody else.
Yeah, but they would still connect that transaction
to a face
attack.
that will disappear.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that's bringing in this group into the attack, and it would be better that they just weren't aware of this transaction. Like, they're victims too if we don't do the transaction.
Yeah, I see it both ways as well.
Yeah, there's more risk of getting caught with this method, with trying to go to steal it.
I can try to help you a little bit. I know you're pretty stealthy already, but I can spell to hopefully help you be a little bit more light-footed. If we want to go that way.
Question is, do you have advantage on dex checks already for stealth? No, okay. So Cat's Grace would be helpful here.
If we want to go this direction.
As would... Hey, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna ask Grim if he had the information you asked before.
Mm-hmm.
If he had time to find it.
Yeah, just look some info up, see what I could find. Obviously it's not something that's part of the game, so. From what I could tell, 20-pound barrel of black powder would go around 250 gold piece.
Around 250 gold.
Yes.
And the 20 pound is the small
20
one or the
pound.
big one?
A
That
20
sounds like a big
pound
one.
20-pound barrel would be like
That
But
small
you mentioned that we need the like I have the word in French, but the
one? A
tunneling, like
satchel bag.
3 or
Yeah.
4 small ones,
Yeah.
or one big one per building. So 20 pound is the smaller big
yeah,
one
it's expensive.
from your. Okay.
So stealing is not that bad of an idea, honestly.
That's super expensive. My goodness.
Well, it is.
It is.
It is
How much
extremely
is
rare.
How much is a 20-pound barrel of black powder? What's the damage for that, Grim?
Well, a lot of them.
We had tiny bags and it was massive. So-
Yeah.
So a 20-pound barrel is pretty like
Let's say that.
building obliterating.
Let's say, as I said, you would need like 4 small barrel for a building. Let's say that small barrels are 10 pound. So you need 2 of these 20-pound small barrel, like medium barrel, per building. So 500 gold per building.
Mhm.
If you buy it the normal way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I give you my black bag. I was gonna say black bag. My bag of holding, and you go get us about 80 pounds. Worth of black powder.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you give him a shovel and a bag and
You
shovel
just gotta
away.
get the barrels and just like,
Empty
you
them.
know what I mean? And then we just go get our own barrels.
We can do that right tonight if you want.
Let's do it. I say there's no we haven't done anything super exciting yet tonight, so let's do it. Let's make this one big roll the one we need.
Zovril can cast Cat's Grace, and you can
Yep.
cast Guidance.
Yep, and then I'll be able to do mine silently as well. We could probably just move further away.
Yeah, you better stack the odds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me 1 second. I'll concentrate on you instead, and to have a better idea. And I try to connect to Zovril, and my mental link connects to all 3 of you now instead of just one. And
nice.
you can all talk to each other.
Oh, I've seen this before. That's so
So
cool.
It's kind of mind link
Yeah.
now instead of being one-on-one. So we
Yeah.
all have it for an hour.
Nice.
Okay.
That's fun. Sweet.
How long has it been since we left the?
The tavern?
Yeah.
Probably 30 minutes.
Okay.
Top.
So there is still a half-hour water walk.
Why don't
If we
you
need a
just
quick bit of it.
cast it? You don't need to use a wrist roll for it. You can just cast
we
it,
need-
right?
if-
Because it's my last third level spell.
Is it a 3rd level? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so what I'll do then is I'm going to ahead of time probably subtle spell a wherever he plans to go based on what Zovril and him both saw when they looked over the thing for like where they think the black powder is. I will do Druidcraft. And I'll subtle cast it so that way I can do it without the verbal stuff. And I'll make the smell of skunk, which should just waft out. It'll start in a 5-foot cube, but then as air takes it, it'll just to kind of make it. People might not want to be around that spot, that area.
Okay.
And then I'll guidance him as he's about to go subtly as well, so that way you can have it for as long for that stealth check.
Roll me your stealth check now that the.
I'm gonna go next to like the closest building that is to a wall, so to at least have partial shadows and less line of sight on me, and I'll try to up over on that part, and after that we'll go in. So I have advantage. That's what you said.
Mhm.
That doesn't change. I roll the same twice.
You also have guidance, I believe.
Yep. I'm gonna add it.
Do you get anything from your primer? I don't know if stealth is
Nope.
something that.
It's persuasions or stuff like that. No, I'm already at.
Do you need an inspiration?
I'm at 30.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think
And I
you.
can add a D8 to that if I want. So
You
I think
just-
that's
Please do it. Just do it. Once you get a 38, it'll be the highest skill check roll I think I'll see in 5e. Do
I
it,
rolled a
please.
43 in stealth with
Wow.
Philibert before the level down.
Yeah.
I say go ahead and add the D8 just in case. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
I rolled an 8, 38.
Nice.
Yeah, you never know. These guys, maybe they're attracted to
They're
the smell of
tieflings, like-
skunk and
Yeah,
will backfire. Who knows?
we don't know. So 38.
38. Yeah, I doubt I'll beat that. So yeah, you jump into their courtyard. You have dark vision, correct?
I do.
Okay. You start roaming around slowly, going from boxes to boxes, pile of wood to pile of wood. You know that these guys are making weapons. Essentially, they're making
Mhm.
cannons and other things.
Artillery pieces and
Yes.
stuff like that.
A very big change from their older days, but yeah, right now this is what they're onto. You can see these guards. They're these tieflings. They are moving about. Sometimes they're taking a pause. Sometimes they're talking to each other. You're making sure to just not go where they are. Eventually, you do pass through the strong smell of skunk. Obviously, they are not there as this happened.
Is that a big change from the smell of sulfur that's required to do black powder anyway?
Yeah, it's
all
not
smells
so-
like shit
Yeah, it's all
everywhere.
smells bad, but weirdly enough, this smell of skunk is atrocious. Like it's surprisingly the worst thing you've probably smelled like in years. And you
Dire
went
skunk.
through the what was the like the corruption thingy that had like the smell of death to them. So yeah, it's something. It has similar aroma, so maybe this is where Poppy got the idea from. Aroma.
Ah, yes.
You eventually get to some a pile of barrels that are literally tagged black powder on it.
Mhm.
Cannot be mistaken.
Okay.
You've seen it before. It looks like black sand, black heavy sand. It's very fine. So you just dunk the bag and open a barrel, dunk the bag in it, or
Yeah, it depends on the size. Are they the tiny 10-pound barrels or the bigger ones?
no, these ones they're straight up big barrels.
Oh, okay, then.
You can just like take the bag and literally just
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. Big as much as I can. After it's gonna be by end to
Sure.
fill up as much as I can.
Okay.
But slowly to not make a sound, and
Yeah.
I try to stay aware if I hear anything.
Sure. You look around all the time, make sure you don't. You keep track of the guards. Eventually, there is one guard coming your way. You have no trouble finding a hiding place. You can see this tiefling woman. She's just passing through. She's got chain armor on. She has a short sword and a long sword by her belt. She's just passing through, minding her own business. She's looking around, nothing to see, and she just goes by. And you go back to your job of just shoveling as best you can into the bag.
Mm-hmm.
These bags, how much can
I
they?
don't know how much they can.
Oh, do you want to know how much they can carry?
Yeah, how much can these bags carry?
Yeah, no problem. I got you. 500 pounds.
Oh, that's more than enough. So you get
You can create a nuke with this.
you get to the almost the bottom of the first barrel. Do you go for a second one?
Those big barrels are pretty. Yeah, I'll go for a second one to have enough, but I think two barrels is enough.
Sure. Rest of the group, I assume you're just staying on your side of the wall, having maybe Zovril peek from time to time, make sure everything's fine.
Yeah.
Using the Melton link, I'll mention that I have a full barrel transferred. I'm going for a second one.
Okay. And I'll subtle cast another skunk smell as it starts to spread over in this area.
Yeah, right on Philibert. It's the perfect
It'll
beacon for
deter, It'll deter guards from going near him. Sorry about this, Philibert. Power through it.
It takes maybe 15 minutes for Philibert to come back. He crosses the wall again, dodges.
Oh, before I leave, I'm just gonna drop 50 gold pieces in
50?
one of the empty barrel.
Wow, what a scam.
Hey, it's that or nothing. So.
Alright, so you just drop 50 gold pieces down there. And then
So how many pounds do I have in this bag now?
These, I would say that the big barrel is about 80 pounds. So yeah, you obviously did not get everything, so you probably have like 130 pound of black powder.
That's fine. That's hilarious to me. Okay.
And yeah, you join the group back. Philibert crosses the wall and he's full of soup. I mean, he's as black as the night right now. Like, he's dirty as hell.
Fantastic.
This is a perfect look for investigation during the night.
That's probably why no one noticed you.
Yeah, if he turns around though, his back is regular Philibert back.
Which is mostly dark coding anyways.
So he needs to stealth along the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's now the master of disguise.
Yeah.
Part of the Turtle Club. You have your black powder.
We do.
We did it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh wait. We did it. Let's go.
As you are on your way back, you can hear ruckus coming from the part of town where you just stole black powder from.
Oh yeah, presto him.
There's horns, there's lights that you can see coming from there. Yeah. Maybe they found something. Maybe this empty barrels and 50 gold on the ground or something like that. Who knows? I assume you probably won't know, because I assume you're going back to the tavern following this.
Yeah.
Never,
We are.
don't even know what you're talking about. What area of town?
Yeah. Never went there. It's a big city, eh? So you go back to the tavern. You have the black powder. You scouted the place.
Yeah.
And it's time to go to bed at that point. Like, gotta get some shut eye.
Just take a shower for Philibert and then go to bed.
Or two.
Yeah, or 3 or 4
Probably
because
3.
the smell sticks to the clothes. I assume it's illusion smell, right? It goes away by itself.
Yes, after a minute. On.
So yeah, you have the black powder you required. Obviously, you probably need like small barrels or bags or anything to move this.
Yeah.
Things that can be bought without much issue all around town. I mean, nobody's gonna bat an eye if you go and buy a bag or
Yeah.
a satchel or empty barrels. Like, nobody's
Easy
gonna care.
peasy. Sweet.
Good.
We've got so much explosives. This is great.
Yeah, I would suggest not starting a fire in your bag of holding.
I thought about it. I was like, this is a nuke. I could nuke this. Throw it. Firebolt.
I don't think you throw far enough to not be caught in the blast.
Yeah, you need the spell catapult.
It's okay. I think we got it.
I do have a catapult, yeah.
Easy peasy.
I still think that 120 feet is not far
Safe.
enough to
It is
move
not.
from this
It
thing.
is not at all.
No.
Well, it's time to experiment. 2 of you are
With the
Strixhaven
rings and
students.
fireball.
It's time for experimentation. Trying out new stuff.
We're not students anymore,
Yeah.
Grim.
Too late for science.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have the bag. You know about
Honestly.
the warehouses. What's next?
I think it's gonna be I think it's just procuring the things that we need to procure for making our little explosives and trying to get them set up at locations, pretty much.
This is the
Hidden.
part that I'm unsure of. Do you want to? How much do we want to place it in advance, and how are we gonna lit up those explosives?
Well, here's the thing. If we're able to get them hidden pretty well at the locations, really all we need is one person to cast like a firebolt at them, and they're gonna light up. And it just depends on how stealthy someone is with it. With placing them and getting inside. Right?
Mm-hmm. But like for the open warehouses, like they need to be hidden but in line of sight.
Right. Or well, yeah.
I thought we were going to like make a trail.
A trail
like
was what I was thinking
Then
of, yeah.
this will give a hint that there's something off. Like making a trail, if you're gonna lit it up right away, is no problem. But if we want to time it and blow up multiple warehouses at the same time, how are we gonna do that? We leave one of those teens Puppy mentioned
I
at
thought that.
each warehouse.
Well, didn't you just say that your mind link was a mile away?
It is.
So we could be mind linked and.
Oh, each of us?
Yeah.
And potentially, can you do it to more people?
Maybe. I haven't tried.
It'd be worth checking to see if we can get Lorena's people linked in. Because I assume that we're going to the really big fort place that you guys found. Right? Or no, we're going to the dock to do the rescue for the prisoners, right?
Yeah.
So really, Lorena's people are going to the fort, all of them together, pretty much. Because if it's that set up, then they're gonna probably try to get that bomb in the middle for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll find out when they get here, but
The other option is they mentioned that they have something better than explosive. So
that's the bomb thing that they're talking about, yeah, the monobomb, which they can do for their location.
They will deal with that.
Yeah.
We have enough explosive, way more than enough probably for the one where we are doing the extraction from.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't need to set up other places. Like the timing will be difficult, and if stuff is found, then it's a problem. So maybe we keep the explosive to do a second round of attack on the other ones because it doesn't need to be clean after two main targets have been done.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair.
You also know that like 3 of them are technically undefended. Yeah.
So we might honestly be able to set up like a little, like if you really wanted to set up a couple of them at the 2 like marketplace ones and do like a line that's just hidden somehow. Like disguise makeup over pieces of paper could blend something in, you know what I mean? Like it's possible.
It's true. It's also true that what Tonio said about like we can target the other warehouses after doing those 2 houses. So
right,
yeah,
that's when
the important ones.
That's when we could split up with the mind link and time the explosives for those.
I'm afraid if we leave any trail for a setup, it might be found.
Right. Yeah, we don't do that. No.
And if we hide something, then it might be complicated to shoot a firebolt or anything at it because we might not. If it's hidden enough, then we don't have line of sight to it. So I think we hit the 2 main places at the same time.
Yeah.
And after that, depending on what security they put on the other places, then we do a second run and then we get out of Beaumont. Because it's going to be difficult to stay there.
The unmanned one can be probably like the 2 marketplace.
Yeah.
Like just putting stuff there, there's many things that could go wrong. Like someone could try to buy it, literally. Like if they found it, like hey, there's a bag of this. How much is it? And some clerk would be like,
Yeah.
50 gold, and it's yours, and it's gone. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a lot of problem with this one, but these two are like undefended, which means that anyone
You could
could
just do a drive-by,
raid
basically.
it. Yeah, could just raid it at night, take care of the guard, place some bags here and there, and leave. Like,
Are we still doing the distraction of the
Yeah.
I think
distribution
so.
center?
I think
Yeah.
I think I like Poppy's idea of hiring thugs to just attack that building as a distraction, and then Lorena's team goes to the northern warehouse with the drugs. We help with the prisoners, or honestly, I'm not sure which ones we should do. If Lorena should do the prisoners and we do the drugs, I think that's something that we could talk about.
When
But
Lorena gets here.
yeah, and after we split up to do those two buildings, then we split up to do the other warehouses and blow those up with explosives.
Okay. So this is 2 nights away after Lorraine.
Yes. Lorena is coming tomorrow. We could potentially even do it tomorrow night if we wanted to. When is your dinner thing? Was that decided? Or
right
that's
now
good.
you're the night between Monday and Tuesday. The dinner is Tuesday, and Lorena will be there on
Is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So we have to sleep. When we wake up, then we can hire those ruffians, buy those supplies,
Okay.
and then we have the dinner if we all choose to go or not. Depends. Then Wednesday, when Lorena gets here, then we make the plan of which one are we going to. Okay, once that's done, are we able to go swing by the other places and get them on the way out and stuff?
Okay.
So, but that also brings up the question of what about Godfrey? When is he
Yeah,
going to be
I
taken
was
out?
literally just thinking, same brain. Go out. Let's see. So there would be 3 remaining warehouses after the main attack.
There's a
Um,
possibility that he'll actually be at the office's warehouse during the attack. There's a chance for it.
well, someone said that he doesn't really leave his house very much.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah.
Very slim chance.
Philibert's informant said that he doesn't really leave.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the chances of this happening are very, very, very small.
But having a talk with him the night before, we could get a hint of that, or maybe hint toward him visiting one of the space and blow him up at the same time.
now that would be nice.
We could make it seem like we're potential business partners and would love like a tour.
Well, Zovril just said that we're mercenaries to what's her
fair.
name? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Never mind on
We'll
that
meet
part.
you at your warehouse at 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
Not suspicious at all.
Nothing
This is a good
suspicious
time to look
here.
around.
Nothing suspicious here. I swear it's all right.
Are you gonna go in the middle
But
of the
yeah,
day? Like nerds?
trying to get to him maybe like the we'll see. We could say the hardest part, but at the same time, chances are that he will probably bunker up if things happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm
like the
I
way he
think
seems
that-
to be a sort of shut in, like well not shut in, but
I think that the dinner is a good opportunity to try and find a easy way into the house for the night of the attack, and get him that way.
Sure. So maybe Philibert sneaking around would be the best option there, not coming to the dinner, maybe. And like trying to find a way in from
Or
outside.
going to the dinner and just then excusing himself to go use the bathroom or whatever, and then sneaking
Right.
around.
Yeah.
But that way they know I'm there. So maybe I like Ku's idea of I don't go as a guest. I just go at the same time, and while I'm in there and with the mental link, I can even keep them informed, and they can let me know if something happens.
Oh,
with the
sure.
Okay.
That's a way to look at it too. Do you have disguise self, Arastelle?
Like as a spell?
As a spell.
I have alter self, and yes.
Alter
I
self.
can-
Okay,
yeah.
that would be a good idea to do that one. Does that last all day? 8 hours?
No. How long does disguise self last?
Let's find out.
Because what I can do is do the primer for disguise self, and so I
Oh,
would have
sure.
alter self and disguise self.
That one's only an hour.
They're both hours then.
Okay. Then that might just be something I go excuse yourself to the restroom and cast it again or something like that.
Yeah.
That's wild that alter self is a second level and only lasts an hour.
Alter self has more
yeah.
things
But
to
you can
it.
change, you can change
Yeah.
more, right?
Yeah, it's like alter self isn't an illusion. You're just
Yeah,
altering
you physically
your
are changing your appearance.
Sure. That's probably okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the plan is hire ruffians,
Why the ruffians?
to set the fire for us across town.
Oh, for the
As a
Yeah,
distraction.
for the
last
distribution
one.
center.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
just to
It's
hire
the
them.
first one. Can we do our long rest then?
Sure. I mean, you're back at the tavern. I assume that you could long rest. Yes.
Cool.
Great.
So long rest Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you were told by Ari to message her.
Mm-hmm. Arastelle is going to go to dinner and behave somewhat.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Is
asking.
Aristelle going with or not? That's the real question.
I think
I think off the off table, it's more fun if Arastelle is there because if not, how long will that scene last? And he won't have
Yes.
anything to do except comment. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm
no,
fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be the determining factor. in
No,
this.
but that's part of it too.
That's the part of the equation, I guess. That's up to you.
Yeah.
You could infiltrate also.
No, I'm not very good at stealth. I would mess it up for you, I think. So the advantage of me going with you would at least to allow me to get the lay of the land. I cannot promise to behave. It depends on how much of a dick he is. I have no idea what we're to expect from this. So yeah.
If she's within a mile, she can also communicate with us too, and we're able to fill her in on what's going on pretty easily. It's also an option.
Like the idea of having another person able to, because obviously Zovril is going to be more likely to be paying attention to his old friend and
Yeah.
stuff,
Mhm.
where Arastelle maybe will be able to focus on some of the more some of the details of the actual building, everything, if she's not super angry at him, at Godfrey.
And Poppy can talk to Godfrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem talking about Godfrey. God, I can't wait to talk to him. It's gonna be so much fun.
Roll deception.
Oh, I'm genuinely excited about what we're gonna be talking about. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
I mean, I'm sure Godfrey will be thrilled.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't know it yet, but it's gonna be amazed.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to take the next couple of weeks to really build up my my repertoire of questions.
Yeah, Aristelle will go. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll just message Ari saying, uh, what time should we be there tonight? There'll be myself and 2 of my friends. And where are we going? I guess I could probably find it, but and probably cut off somewhere in there. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
count.
But cuts off.
She'll answer, I'm glad you're accepting my invitation. I'll send a coach by the Church of Belit at 5.
Deep cut.
Why
That
is
was a
it a deep
conversation.
cut?
Bella hit.
You know that
She
she's
doesn't-
always been it was one of the thing that you both had in common. She's always
Mhm.
been
Oh,
quite
Mhm.
faithful
okay.
to Belahith, and yeah, seems like she's still.
Well, that's gonna be an awkward conversation.
That's gonna be a really awkward conversation. And Poppy's gonna want some mimosas.
Poppy's
Should we
gonna
bring
be
up
eating
Daryl?
peanuts while she's
Dude,
listening
she's-
in.
I got it ready. I got it ready.
And she'll end by saying, I've got y'all suited up. Don't worry.
What does that mean?
I mean, she's giving us clothes to wear. I would guess.
Wait, did you say 2 girls? No.
You
Mhm.
all suited up. So
I've got you all suited up. Don't worry.
But I don't remember what Zovril said. How does she know who
They will
we
probably-
oh,
are?
the
send-
genders, right?
If they're coming from money,
You have
they will probably
gray
send
suits.
options. No, they'll probably send options for both genders and different aesthetics, basically.
Hmm.
And
That's
size.
Yeah.
Poppy with
yeah.
a 2XL dress. Fair.
Just magically alter it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna alter myself into a furbolg.
Honestly, finding
super
something
long
for Puppy
arms.
will probably be the real challenge.
Poppy wears dresses. Like she has
Sure.
her own beautiful attire, so she's gonna.
Hey, she saw Zovril. She knows you're adventurer, so clearly she
Fair
thought
enough.
this through.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's valid.
There's etiquette to follow in a way.
Yeah.
You're told to be at the Church of Beleheth at, I said 4, I think.
I
5.
said 5.
5.
5.
At 5.
Cool.
So, end of day.
Awesome.
So during the day, I assume you'll try to find barrels and bags and satchels
And ruffians.
and ruffians.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can probably all buy
Yeah,
this at the same
like-
place.
A second day for the ruffians in case any of them get cold feet and report you or whatever.
Yeah, maybe
Right.
maybe it's a last.
Last minute thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey kids, you want to blow something up? Yay! And it's done. Much
Just need a kid with a
safer.
magnifying glass.
Yeah, you give them Molotovs straight up. You just light the end, throw it, and
That's
you'll
it.
see what happened. That's it. It's simple. It's easy. It's efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Should make commercials for that.
We'll
As
obviously
seen-
do that while
As
disguised.
seen on TV. If you buy 2 in the next 20 minutes, the third one is free. Yay!
Get your Molotov tomorrow.
Get your Molotov. Free shipping. Whoa!
While teaching them how to do it, we know the person who invented these.
You can now pray to him that these works better.
Pray to good north and that they work.
Okay, so yeah, the ruffians will be on D-Day. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find ruffians in this town. The place looks clean, but there's always kids and more roguish type people that would do these kind of thing. Especially if this goes against the big corp. That makes sense.
Hmm.
You know that Farhaven is everywhere in this town. Like they have these buildings to them, but most of the things that are sold pass through them. If it's not like made by a
Okay.
farmer, and even then. So they've got weight in there. So there's always going to be a ruffian or kids that will try to go against the tide. So so yeah, during the day, I assume you find all of your stuff, all the stuff you need. It's probably not that expensive, honestly. If you get rid of like 10 gold, you probably have all of that without
I'll
too
mark off a
much
flat.
effort.
Okay. Thanks.
Like, I assume you probably buy this at different places, so to not be too suspicious.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
if you go to Farhaven place and be like, we'll buy 12 barrels and 12 satchels, and maybe someone would be like, why?
Do you think 2 gold and 17 silver is enough money for the ruffians?
Maybe.
Let's just assume
We'll
it
see
is.
on D-Day.
Fair enough.
Especially if you give them the tools of destruction.
Yeah.
If they have to do this
Sure.
themselves, I mean, there's an extra. And yeah, anything else you want to do during the day? I assume you'll be finishing up your alt scroll.
Yeah. I have to do 8 hours each day, I think, is
Oh.
what it is. So.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
During that day, while we're shopping, Philibert will make sure to get a good bottle on the south side and bring it to Robert, because after the Wednesday, we might have to just get out
Dip out.
and not stick in
Oh.
town. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If
You'll
you plan, if you
you'll
plan
drop
on
this
blowing up
bottle.
after town, you may need to dip out. Yeah.
Yeah, can you get a couple of bottles? Because we promised someone on the campus that we'd bring one to them. Is that what you were thinking, Lucky?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
No worry, I'll pick a good one.
All right. 5 gold per
And
bottle. Sounds good.
Yeah, and I'll give a small envelope with 10 gold on it, and I'll ask Robert to, if he's able to find an Emily working for Farhaven in 2 days to just drop that there and leave it there. And I'll have a note about from your ex, something like that. I won't mention
Your
anything else.
ex.
No, but I'll think of something.
It was cool.
You
Yeah.
are
It was a good moment. Goodbye.
you are
Your
officially
ex.
broken up.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure about this one, but okay.
No, but
So-
just a moment just something to live out, because I said that I would do that.
I'm so curious about this. Did he give you money, or is this your money?
We took his money.
Okay, so you're
I'm just giving him back some of it.
It's got a big art.
that's
No,
a freaking
I have word.
huge heart.
No, I have words. That's it.
You have words?
Yeah, Philibert is not a thief. He's a spy. So he gave his word that he would do it. He's
Are you
gonna do it.
implying that thieves don't
Yeah,
have?
I'm just well, I don't remember you saying that you would give her gold, but like this guy
That's-
literally
that's-
betrayed you, so I'm really
Yeah,
surprised
yeah,
that you're
but
even doing this.
If you remember, I tried to get more information before killing him by saying that. We didn't get anything out.
Anyway,
No, but I offered.
understand. For all you know, chances are high that she's gonna explode. So.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know what would happen, but
It's
I
just like
don't
a
mind.
short-term loan.
yeah,
We get the money back after.
No.
yeah. You'll
That's
go
big-
back and
that's-
meet this
He's
guy
like,
in 2
"Here's
months.
10 gold.
Hey, can I have
Enjoy
my
your
10
last
gold
day
back?
on Earth or on Arcavios."
You send a message to this guy like 2 months later. Be like, hey, by the way, did you ever give this letter to Emily? Like, she dead, per chance? I would need this 10 gold back.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I don't think so.
All right, so I guess it's we've got we know where we're heading right now, at least on the surface.
With Philibert bringing that up, goodness, I don't even know. where to go, but Nephile had asked Arastelle to draw something from Land Castile, and I think we're going to be moving on out of this place. So I think she'll disguise herself and go over to that one plaza area where they landed.
Uh-huh.
You had mentioned that it was a pretty nice fountain there.
Uh-huh.
Maybe Arastelle will draw that area for
Alright.
her.
So you're going back to La Place de la Victoire.
Yes,
So yeah.
disguised.
Sure. Sure. This is not a bad idea, honestly. With how with the potential threat to current-borns in this city. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I was expecting you maybe to draw a burning city, but hey, it's much better.
I don't think Nephile would
No,
appreciate a drawing of a burning city.
just like an overhead view from the mountain of the city burning. Yeah, we did this.
That sounds
That's
like
Philibert's
the-
suggestion would have been to draw anything from the other side of the river that you can see inland Castile. So take a Peridogonian scene instead,
Yeah,
because nothing
by,
is worth it inland
by the
Castile.
canal or something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, apparently she likes Land Castile, so
It's the nice landscape, and then if you hold it up to the light,
Maybe
just
it's your
all burning.
paintings that she likes.
maybe.
So, we got plans for next session. Good. Next session obviously will probably be the dinner and meeting with Lorena. I don't know how long it will be, but if we're able to go further than that, once we have plans with Lorena, we'll see where this leads us. Either to the fortified place or the underground prison or whatever. It will be yours to decide, or just directly back to Godfrey. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I think that's a good place to stop for tonight because of where we are right now. So,
Awesome.
good night, all. See you in 2 weeks.
I
Good night.
Good night, everybody.